I was about to juggle for money. Yeah, that rat bastard turned out to be the bard on stage. Yeah, that sounds right.
I think Nick was working on a little something. Tell me something good.
No.
Bless you.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to get something to drink. I won that fair and square. I'd like to be very clear. No, I'm just saying the only reason he thought that I cheated was because he lost. He's a sore loser. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah. Tiny little kid not lying on his bed.
Ready for who? Ah.
Sweet.
So yeah, it's been a kind of a boring week at work. I've got 3 new people I'm training, so that's been kind of an ordeal getting all that done. Very
That sounds fun.
strange. It's strange training people long distances. Normally I can sit down at their computer, get things configured, say now here you go. But now I have to do everything by remote desktop and connect and then configure remotely, and I can't always get the remote desktop to work, so it's been an interesting experience.
Yeah.
But getting new devs up and running is kind of a priority. They're expensive not to have be productive.
Yeah.
They'll gladly sit around and watch YouTube videos. Okay, so where we last left off, y'all made your way into, you were in the village of Huduth, Hututh. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but as y'all know, I always butcher names. And you had made your way into the Mother's Bounty, which is a nice establishment. It's got some rooms in it, things of that sort where you could rest.
Is Raphael going to be joining us?
Yeah, eventually, I suppose, but I'm not going to wait all night.
All right.
You had made your way inside, and you saw there was a bard up on stage called Royer Goodluck. He was entertaining the guests at night, and of course, he's the one that you have a bit of a. You won his instrument from him, and he has a bit of a beef with you about that. But one thing he does tend to do is he goes through the crowd when women come up there and they put silver coins or gold, it doesn't matter, coppers, doesn't matter. He always hands them a little paper folded flower, and he hands it to them and says, "You're the prettiest girl in all the rounds." And of course they blush and giggle a little bit. And
Even tried that line on me.
Yes. And being the bard that he is, it's quite successful. He's a very charming chap. Pilara Fresk, who's the bard maid, is very much a very sociable type of individual. She flirts between the tables, makes sure everybody has their drinks and whatnot, so they're satisfied. And of course, she did tell y'all's rooms were paid by the Abbey, Because apparently you're working for them, although she seems a bit surprised by that. She goes, she kind of stops as she's like refreshing her drink. She goes, "You're not the ones I saw on the edge of the town, were you? Of the village? Last evening? I got a bit of a start, I have to say."
I'm not with everybody right now, right? I'm still up at the stage,
We're going to say
glaring at what's his name?
yes. We'll get to that in a second. So
Okay.
that would be Pandora or
Arkin.
yes. I gotta
Or
change
Nick.
I gotta change your.
Oh, it switched on me.
It did. Threw me off. I usually look
I
at
got
those.
it.
Okay.
I can do it.
So Arkin and Nick, do y'all say anything as she's talking to y'all?
Well, I was heading off with some lady, right?
I don't remember. Unfortunately, it's been so long.
I believe
Yeah, with the
Blix
other
was up
flag.
at the stage.
She was performing. Remember that?
Nick was off in the corner with the woman who brought us in.
Yes.
And I was keeping an eye on the bard, and I don't remember what Pandora was doing.
Let me see here.
I think you and I were walking up to keep an eye on Blix.
Okay.
Was that Lillian Cade that was with you, Nick?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. So she's part of your order. All right. And so Pandora and Arkin was at the same table. Is that correct?
Yes, so we would have been there, and she probably would have approached us before we went up to Blix. Right.
Yes.
I'll say, what concern of yours is it where we were last night?
Oh,
Is there something we can help you with?
No. I got to start, and I just thought maybe it was you. So I don't know. Something was out there in the darkness. Kind of scared me. I thought maybe y'all, when you were arriving or something. I don't know. I didn't mean to.
It's possible that we could have made some noise, and terribly sorry if we gave you a fright.
No, it's fine. All right. So what do y'all wish to do with this? Oh, I guess we got Blix on the stage. We can resolve. So Blix, you were going to do some performance check, I believe, when we last left off up on stage as you were competing, right, with Roy?
That sounds like a thing I would do.
All right. So he kind of finishes his little bitty bit and steps up, and then he says, and then he introduces you, and he goes, "Blix, not as talented, but I'll allow her time on stage." And he kind of looks at you, but his eyes are eyeing your instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Right before Blix starts
Mhm.
and approaches on stage, can I cast I can never pronounce it. Prestidigitation, just to kind of spruce her up a little bit.
Sure.
So
sure.
that as soon as she gets up, she just kind of is a little cleaner and more dapper. And
The dapperest little goblin ever.
You are. Your teeth aren't yellow tonight.
Ooh,
All
I
right.
am shiny. Does that give me advantage on my performance?
We'll see. So what are you doing?
I was gonna juggle, but since it's what's his name, and I just refuse to even register his name because he's such a dick. I'm gonna pull out the lute that I won from him in that competition years ago, and I'm gonna play my lute and sing for the crowd. And I'm usually very good at that, but I really want to show him up.
Okay. So, do you have a bit you want to sing, or are you just going to?
Do you want me to actually fucking sing right
No,
now?
but do you
Is
have-
that what you?
do-
I'll
do you-
do it. I'll do it.
Well,
song.
song. Sure, why not? Or you can tell me what the general gist of the music is if you want.
It's
I don't
a
know if it's
love ballad.
It's a love ballad
It's a love ballad.
between two commoners, a commoner king, a queen, or what's the general gist of it?
Absolutely, two commoners that are in love,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of flowers involved.
Okay.
It's essentially a love song that a young gentleman would sing to his young lady. Only I'm not a gentleman or a dude or a human.
Okay. So let's go ahead and you give me a performance check.
Blind?
No, you can make it public. All right. So the small crowd that's in here, they kind of turn and listen to the song. Did you try to reference any particular geographic region? You do it like the Empire kind of sense, or Zorhas, or somewhere else, or you just keep it general and don't give deep details?
I don't want to give any details. If anyone's listening for it, they're going to hear kind of a dynastic spin to it, but you'd really have to be listening for it. Anyone who's just listening wouldn't register that, and it just sounds like a generic love song.
Okay. So as you finish your song, Royal rolls right into a song behind you. The crowd is like clapping and stuff like that, but he starts right up and he bellows out a song. My lady wouldn't take me for 100 platinum stars. The song he starts out with and kind of just rumbles through that song. It's meant to get the people drinking and excited, and he's stomping his foot and just by the time he's in it, he's not even having to play his instrument anymore. He's just clapping and making his foot create the bass on the stage, and the crowd, is very excited about this. Let's see how well he does.
Fucking cheap.
All right, here we go. Oh! All right, so he's got the crowd.
That's how I won the loot.
he's got the crowd excited and everything, but he gets overexcited. He steps forward as he's stomping his feet, clapping his hands, and he literally just like cartwheels off the front of the stage, falls on the table, throws beer up into the air, splashes across the table full of where most of the people are, gets a lot of them wet with ale and beer, and they all stand up and get really kind of mad at him. And he stumbles away from them, back around the edge, trying to get away from him. Pilara runs up and kind of grabs him by the collar and straightens him up and smells his breath to see if he's drunk. Then she kind of eyes him and goes, "Don't you drink like you did last night." He turns around and she goes over to the table and calms the guests back down.
So what I would like to do when that happens is, with my loot, I would immediately like to leap up on stage and pick right up where he left off the song and just take it over from him and steal the show.
All right. So you using your loot to put more energy into it. All right. Go ahead and give me a performance check with advantage.
I'll cast another prestidigitation as she's doing it.
Okay.
20.
All right. Yeah. So you finish that, and he's back on stage. Looks a little grumbly about it, but he smiles, nods at you, acknowledging you're doing a really good job, and then he just steps right into the song as it's ending, and starts singing a song called "The Strongest Drink in the House," and it is really a foot stomping, dancing kind of song. But this time he's using his own lute, and as he's playing it, he's also striking the bass of it, creating a nice thud kind of sound. It kind of goes through the crowd, and he's stomping his foot, and again he gets the crowd all excited and happy. Let's get his performance check here. 17. All right.
Not bad.
He does pretty good, considering how it's a good recovery. And he gets to the end of his song, and he goes, "You wouldn't by chance, my lady." And he produces a flower, and he kind of hands it to you and winks in your direction. And he says, "You wouldn't perchance let an underdog have another take at the song, would you?"
I take the flower, I bow to him, and I gesture to let him take his own stage.
All right. Then he sits down on the stool, and then he strums the lute, and a soft, gentle medley begins going through the crowd. And as he's playing his lute, you notice that the strings themselves have a slight glimmer to them, something slightly different. And as he's playing this
Counter spell.
As he's playing this lute, with his bardic voice and talents, it kind of flows over the crowd, and the ruckus crowd now calms down as the song talks about a love lost to the oceans, and as the mariner's wife must sit there on the shores waiting and anticipating his return but never does he. And she dies, an old, lonely lady. And by the time he finishes, you swear you can hear the ocean, and the tears are in some of the guys and women's eyes in the crowd. And he hits the last note on his lute. He smiles at you, and hang on.
I want that loot.
Oh man! Oh, it was supposed to roll 2. Did it roll 2 or only? No, it only rolled 1. Oh,
I rolled
that's-
1.
Sorry, my bad. Let me roll again.
Oh, come on. That was so perfect.
I know, right? And here we go. All right. So 16. His performance is good, but your small stature and unique looking self just seems to have captivated this crowd. It's a hard battle crowd, and plus he's been here for so long. A fresh voice and fresh lute and music. It's just something that's kind of refreshing to them. And so he nods and he goes, it's just not my night. The fates aren't with me. Perhaps some more songs for the crowd. And he steps down and gives you the stage as he walks away.
Oh, I can't turn down a stage. I love performing.
And he begins flirting with some of the people. So give me just a general performance check.
I'm going to cast PD, but this time to make a slight applause sound appear.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, so by the time you finish a few songs, you find yourself with about 15 silver on the stage, several copper, and about 2 gold. They're kind of pressed for cash here.
Well, I would like to finish up my set and then gather the coins. And then I'll rejoin my group at the table.
So in chat, I put down the total. All right. So you make your way to the table. Some food and some has been brought there for you to enjoy. Some crackers, and the owner or Palara tells you, "Thank you so much. It really helped." They always get excited and buy more drinks, so I do appreciate it. Although I have to say, you're quite talented. How long are you staying, Blix?
I don't know. How long are we staying, group?
We get paid.
Oh, so you're currently are an employee of the Abbey. Well, that's good.
Well, bringing a group of travelers here was our assignment.
Ah, okay. Give me 1 second. I got to look up something real quick. Yep. And so she kind of, she begins to pick up some of the mugs, and out from her bosom, her necklace kind of comes out a little bit, and it is a fine piece of jewelry. It's very obvious to you that it's above and beyond what any barmaid could possibly earn. You can see the rubies and the diamonds in it. It's exquisite craftsmanship. Kind of just catches your eyes.
I reach out and grab it, not to snatch it off her neck, but just so that she can't put it away and hide it again, just to, like, I'm admiring it. Like, oh, this is very pretty. Where'd you get that?
Oh, she kind of takes your hand gently and kind of pulls it out of your hand. She looks down at it before she answers you and puts it back down. And she goes, oh, well, it's a present from my bright bird. He stops by, not too often, but when he does, he brings me the nicest of things, of course. And she smiles, touches her bosom, and takes her last couple of plates for the table. And she kind of nods and a bit of a curtsy and backs away. Obviously not wanting to reveal more information.
Hey, Arkin, can you detect magic on that necklace?
I have to do a ritual casting of detect magic, so that would be a little ostentatious in this setting.
Hey, Pandora.
Hold still for 10 minutes while I cast a spell on you.
Hey, Pandora, can you detect sparkle on that necklace?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. There was lots of shiny.
So, at this time, what do y'all wish to try to do? Why don't y'all repeat, see if you have a grasp of what you're doing, and see if y'all have the general gist.
So, I remember we still hadn't gotten paid from Gasher the 1,000 gold pieces each for completing the travel.
Yeah, sure.
Because he was kind of dead-ish.
Yep.
And then we were investigating Lyra.
Yeah. Who was what? You remember?
I wrote dead girl holding black disc with purple stone.
The Oblivion Stone.
And that she was in a relationship with a shade.
Oh, that's right. What would I do without you
Or was
guys?
suspected.
So we were headed to look for the shades, right?
Right. But you didn't really know where. But,
Oh, you're muted, Hexa.
my dogs were barking. Yes, but you didn't know exactly where. But you were told that she did go about various places in the town. She was more of the type of missionary practicer of their faith, one-on-one with the people in the town, not so much in the monastery or the abbey itself. I'm sorry. So she was much more hands-on kind of person for a highborn noble. That's kind of surprising. So you got here. I believe it was getting kind of late in the evening.
Yeah, I think we were about to rest and continue our search in the morning to find more clues.
So is that what y'all wish to do?
Yes, but I would like to inquire after Gasher's condition before we head to sleep.
So where are you going to inquire about that?
Back at the church.
Okay, so you're going to go outside, make your way up to the church, which is like a little ways up the hill to where it is. Okay. All right. So the rest of you are going to go catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I will go as well.
Going to sleep or go into the Abbey?
I'll go into the Abbey, so Pandora's not going.
So Pandora.
Solo.
Okay.
I am going to sleep.
All right. And Raphael and Nick, what are y'all doing?
I'm going to the Abbey with Pandora and
Okay. Nick?
group.
I guess I'll finish up my conversation with the lady I'm talking to, and as I see my party member, oh hey, I get my video back. Hey,
Hey.
my video was turned off. As I see them heading off or whatever, thank her for her conversation and head off to the rooms.
Okay. All right. She so you see your companions going up and Lillian, she goes, so no one knows of our order here. We're actually hidden within part. We're actually hidden within part of the Abbey itself. I would like you to meet Fabian, so you could perhaps get some more. Oh, he's on the phone. I'll have to wait. All right, so you're making your way up to the Abbey. And the wind's picked up, a cold breeze is blowing through, clouds moving overhead at a pretty good rate as you make your way up up towards the Abbey. I need to check one thing real quick. Wait a second. Yeah, you make your way inside the Abbey. You can hear the chanting going on. You still see the harvest master in the main area being attended to, covered up, and kept warm. But he still looks very ill and pale and not in a good way. And the abbess, she comes up to y'all, and when she sees y'all come in, looks just as fresh and bright as she did when y'all first came in. She approaches and she says, "Oh, I thought you were heading down to some investigation and perhaps get some sleep. How can I be of help?"
We did go into town and are about to get some rest, but I wanted to check in on Gasher and see how he's faring since we brought him in.
We are doing our best to attend to his needs. He's still unconscious. Unfortunately, with us using our magics on the Harvest Master, we haven't been able to fully revive him yet. It may be days before that occurs.
And you're using magics on the Harvest Master?
No, we're not. we're keeping the rooms and things around it, and giving the people praying over him the ability to have more stamina to do these prayers.
Is there anything we can do to help with Gasher?
No, what would really help us to discover who may be behind the death here. When he's well, though, I will send someone down to you, to the Mother's Bounty, and inform you when his condition is better, or if you happen to be up here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. She nods. Give me a perception check, please. You can make it public. And anybody with her can also make one, or you can assist her and give her advantage.
I am proficient. If somebody would like to.
I believe I can. Okay,
I have the hiccups.
All right. She seems nervous about something. You can't quite make it out why, but she's definitely, it's like you meet somebody and there's more to the story than they're telling you, but she's definitely holding back. But she nods, smiles, and has that nervous kind of smile she does, and kind of looks at you and your friends with you, and then backs away and goes back over to resume her prayers over the Harvest Master. Hang on. Back to the inn. Nick, she goes, I really would like you to, if you had a chance, we don't get to see our kind here that often. And as you know, the Cloet Order is, due to the way the Empire looks at us, our numbers have been on the decline. I would love to introduce you to Fabian.
I would appreciate that as well. So you said Fabian?
Mm-hmm.
Right. When do you think we can meet up with him?
She goes, come back down to the tap room. On the, she points to the old, what looks like some type of fanciful grandfather clock up by the bar itself. It's seen better days. She goes, at the strike of midnight, come back down and we'll make our way there. There shouldn't be that many people in the town. Dress warm. It will be bone-chilling cold, my friend.
All right.
And she leans forward and gives you a kiss on the cheek. Yeah, and she does. She goes, for appearances. And then she backs away. And you head upstairs, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Back to the Abbey. Pandora.
I step outside and kind of gesture for Arkin and Raphael to follow me.
Okay.
And then once we're outside, I quietly whisper, did you guys notice anything off about her?
Yeah, she seems to have been holding information when we were asking about the Harvest Master and now about him.
She seemed nervous.
Is it our business? I mean, Gastra kind of is, but what do y'all think?
I don't see how this helps us in finding the shade, but I also understand a group wanting to get paid.
Well, it's also we're supposed to figure out how to help the Harvest Master.
I don't have a rhyme for that one.
What are y'all thinking?
So I think... So we're waiting for Gasher to get better so y'all can get paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Is he affected? What happened to Gasher? I wasn't there.
He died and he was brought back to life, more or less, sort of, maybe. We're not entirely certain about that. And he's been unconscious ever since.
What brought him back?
One
One of the pilgrims.
The
of the
lady friend,
pilgrims with
the lady friend that Nick was talking to at the bar.
Nick, do you know how she might have done that?
Nick's not here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
But maybe we should go ask Nick if he can ask his lady friend what she did, and maybe that'll give us a better idea of how to help him wake up.
Yeah. Back to the inn.
Okay.
Yep.
See here.
the end I go, hi ho, hi ho.
So I'm gonna be in my room, just kind of like sitting, meditating, just finding like a center and resting a bit before my meeting.
Be in my bunk.
So okay. Yeah. Okay. Got that. All right. So you're making your way back towards the inn. And again, the temperatures drop pretty harshly. And you hear Polara speaking to one of the more rough-looking individuals in the place. Do I have a picture of him? I don't remember if I do. Let me check here real quick. I don't think I got one.
What's her name again?
Laro, I think.
Give me 1 second and I'll pull it back up. I don't think I got one. Let me double check here. No, I don't. Okay. Yes, her name is Lillian Kayad. So Lil. Here, I'll post it in chat for you. Like I said, I butcher my own names.
Elizabeth, can you see who's pulling on my laptop?
There you go. Lillian. Which is how I pronounce it. So, oh yeah, so you're making your way back in. As y'all all open the door, the cold air blows in. Any candles that were lit momentarily flicker really violently. Some of them go out, but the hearth keeps a general orangish glow in the room. And off in one corner, you see Polara, the barmaid, speaking to a rather rough and tumble individual. He's got a good solid chin to him. And as y'all come in, he kind of looks up at y'all in your direction, kind of nods to you. But all night long, even when the bars are performing, off and on, y'all just kind of observe the crowd stuff here or there. You notice that he never smiled, never really gave a hint that he was enjoying himself during the performance. Let's see here. I think I do. I think I can go. Oops. Here. Where is that option? It's not showing that option. Where is it? One second. I'm trying to show you all a picture and it's not giving me the option. It's kind of weird. There we go. Show portrait. Show the players. That's what he looks like. And I've got to take a quick bathroom break and I'll be right back. Sorry.
See you shortly.
I'm gonna go get seconds. I'll be right back.
How's everyone doing?
Chris is being mugged by the animals tonight, but apart from that, I think we're okay.
Pretty good. A little tired, but excited to play games.
Been a long week.
Yes. Understatement.
Yesterday felt really long. Today felt really long. It took me an hour and a half to get my second vaccination shot,
Mm.
and then spent an hour at Walgreens to pick up her prescription. Don't know
Fun.
why they were so slow. She said 15 minutes.
Oof.
So I went and
It's
got
supposed to be
ice
starting the
cream.
doing some kind of like mass drive-through vaccination thing down here in Dakota.
That'll be good.
They're doing a 1B, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of fun stuff. Traffic's gonna be wonderful around here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I read they're trying to do like 50,000 shots through there a week.
Yeah.
Once after this weekend, they can see if they can do it.
Don't tease me, man.
That would be really great. Like UT's only managing 1,500 Monday through Friday.
hmm A friend of mine works for a staffing agency that's staffing that site, and they're getting it running fast because they only got contacted like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
The CODA site.
hmm
Yeah, UT's is all UT Med students and faculty and social work
Yeah.
faculty and stuff.
Wouldn't it be neat if the state of Texas had some kind of coordinated vaccination effort?
Wouldn't it be great if the state of Texas hadn't coordinated anything? Was just coordinated.
That's what I'm saying.
Who's coordinated? At what?
We're talking about vaccination sites.
And Texas being shit.
Are they paying people to do that?
I'm on like 16 different fucking queues every day trying to find someplace closer than Abilene to get vaccinated.
I was told.
James drove to Abilene today.
Okay. So y'all see the picture of this kind of rough and tough fella? And he gets up, nods in y'all's direction, cuts the conversation off with the barmaid, and kind of briskly walks past y'all and into the cold wind outside. He's well dressed for it though. What do y'all do?
I continue to sleep soundly in my room.
Well, I'm talking about Nick, Pandora, and Arkin.
I'm still in my room, right?
I'm sorry, I forgot you didn't go. God. I'll get back into the swing of it, I promise. Pandora, Arkin, what do y'all do? Raphael went
so-
too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's just kind of like nodding for us to come over.
No, like I said, the end of the conversation with the barmaid,
Uh-huh.
when y'all came in and stopped the conversation, they had some what looked like some kind of a tension between them. And then he beelines out the door, past y'all, nods, nicely, but isn't very grumpy as he goes out.
Oh,
Thank
That
you.
seems
You should
like-
go after that guy, and I'll go talk to the barmaid. Or we can just go to bed.
I mean, do we need to chase after him? I mean, there's a
Yeah, I was gonna
picture,
say,
so
we
probably.
don't have any reason to chase after him at the moment.
There was tension.
Well, I guess we can go ask the barmaid what was that about.
Does she need any help?
I'll approach the barmaid and ask if she's okay, if everything's all right with her. That seemed tense.
And she goes, "Oh, Drask, he's in the military, and I don't know. For the past few days, he's been really grumpy and upset. He's always been quiet and not really want to socialize, but the past couple of days, he's been really upset. I don't know about what, though."
What was that little tussle about?
He didn't want to pay his tab. He said he'll bring it to me tomorrow. She smiles.
Ah.
She kind of gives you a little smile.
How
How much
how
was
much?
his tab?
Lies.
She goes,
How much was his tab?
oh, I think about 10 gold.
I'd give her
She's
20.
lying. She's lying.
I'm gonna give her 20 gold and say,
Oh, no,
here,
no. I don't.
this
I
will
don't.
cover it.
I don't need your monies. You're doing us a great service for the Abbey having you here, and so no. I could possibly.
Well, how about this? I'll leave this 20 gold here, and when he comes back to pay his tab, you can tell him to bring it to me.
He's like, oh, no, okay, I'll do that. She's a bit nervous about that, but takes your money, puts it in a little pouch on her side.
I'm a bit nervous about that.
Sure, I'll take this tip if you make me. Okay.
Well, we're gonna head up. Have a good night. Let
Have a
us
good
know if
night.
you need anything.
All right. So you head up to the rooms. Again, some of y'all had to like partner up on rooms. The heat from the hearth does travel up a little bit. By the time it gets up to the hallway where you are, though, because this building isn't very airtight, it is a bit cold up here, to the point where you see some breath kind of misting as you breathe, exhale out, right? And you find your doors, you open up. How are y'all partner up? I think it was like 2 rooms you could partner up in.
I'm gonna go find the room that Blix was in and pounce on her bed.
Well, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. So it's going to be a 3-to-2 ratio. How do y'all want to do that?
I will go to whatever room doesn't have anyone in it yet, and well, no, none of them. I'll go in with Nick.
All right.
I
And
like to be by a fighter.
Floor. I look up, I see on the bed or whatever, and I pull my dagger out just a little bit and then put it back in, which I recognize him.
all right.
Sorry to startle you.
It's okay.
And then the rest of y'all go into the other room where Blix is, where Pandora is. And I guess Raphael also. Is that correct?
Today, Pandora is
Raphael, which room are you in?
1.007 billion miles from Earth.
One
Its
by
home
yourself
planet
or
is
one
Saturn.
with two of us.
We only have 2 rooms, so it wouldn't be by himself.
I thought it was 2 people to a room.
You have 2
Ah.
rooms.
Let's see. Go to bed with the girls or go to bed with the guys.
Girls have claws.
It's not like he's not going to be a gentleman anyway. So
So where do you go?
I'll go ahead and go to bed with the guys.
Such a subtle hint from the girls.
Scaredy cat.
I'm not the cat.
And that's coming from Pandora.
Okay.
It's just a gentlemanly thing he would do.
All right. So y'all get the small fireplaces in the rooms burning. Get some heat up a little bit. But by the middle of the night, they will have already burned down, and so the ambient heat or the radiant heat from the fireplace will have gone away. I'm sure all of you can relate to the cold in a house when the power's out.
If only there was some life experience we could reference.
I know, right?
No.
Blix and I will be fine because I have my ring of warmth and a lot of fur.
You
Too
do?
soon. Too soon.
Just a little
I do let
traumatized.
Little too soon?
Raphael
Oh, I'm sorry.
and know about my meeting at midnight.
Uh-huh.
Some that it's someone that I need to go talk to. They're welcome to follow me, but I asked them to keep a respectful distance if they want to come after. I should be okay though. And then I'll be back in the morning.
I'll go with you if you want the company or you want, an extra set of eyes, but
I should be okay. They're part of my clan.
If you're sure, but whatever you feel is best.
I continue to snore.
I kind of
All right.
batter on the nose.
bap bap.
me 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm having to go between tools and stuff. The problem with homebrew games and stuff. All right, let's see here. All right, so you make your way downstairs when the clock is chiming. It's a medley of a grandfather clock you've never heard before. It's almost discordant. You find it kind of grate your nerves just a little bit. But about the time it's really starting, like you're like, can I turn that damn thing off? The door opens up, and the tumblers on the lock turn, and the door opens up, and you see your friend standing by the door, and she kind of waves you on, and she looks past you into the room.
There's no one else here.
No one else here. No, it's empty.
All right. I go meet her at the door.
Okay. Where is my? Yeah.
Imagine since it's cold outside, I'll have my winter clothes on and everything else. My hands in my pockets, and I have one of my daggers in my hand in my pocket.
Okay.
Is that a dagger in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
You should see me in my werewolf form.
So you make it outside, and she is bundled up. You know, she's got a black cloak, but with this white puffs coming out around the face, and it frames her face in a really kind of nice way. And y'all begin making your way up towards the Abbey, and she doesn't really say much as you're walking.
That's fine. I keep it silence as well.
As you're nearing it, above the wind, oh so slightly, you can hear the nuns and the monks in their meditations and prayers trying to help the harvest master. And as that sound comes across, you see her kind of look up, kind of acknowledging it, and she looks back at you, raises an eyebrow. You can see she kind of looks at you, nods, and y'all begin heading off to the left side of the Abbey, towards the back of it. And you see where they have like stacks of wood out in the back of it that are covered with snow and ice. Some recent bits of it have been knocked off to the side so they can get access to the wood. But there, beside it, up against the wall, you see kind of like a cellar door entrance that kind of leads down. And she points to you and says, "It's open. Proceed, and I will follow behind you and cover our tracks."
Okay.
You make your way down to the door, and sure enough, it opens inward. And there's no relief from the cold as you step into this lower area of the Abbey. And as you look back, she has managed to very convincingly cover y'all's tracks. You don't see the footprints in the snow or the ice. You're not sure how she's done it, but you make your way in, and she shuts the door behind you. Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
Okay. It goes pitch black. And she takes your hand. She goes, "Are you able to see?"
I cannot see, no.
Very well. Hold my hand. And she kind of leads you through the darkness. You can feel the corridors curving and heading downward and off to the right, back underneath the Abbey itself. And you can barely make out faint murmurs off in the distance. You assume that is the monks and nuns above you, if you will. Finally, you see up ahead of you what appears to be like a slight glowish yellow glow that kind of frames the edge of a door, and your eyes slowly adjust to this, and you realize, yes, it's a door up ahead of you. Got slight cracks in the wood, and the light's kind of bleeding through it. And she leads you to the door, and she opens it up, and a blast of heat just kind of rolls out into the hallway, which is then quickly pushed back by the cold air. As y'all step into this room, it's a lavishly furnished chamber. It's got on the floor an ornate carpet that's been placed down on the floor. It's got scenes of battle from old ancient wars etched into it. And God knows how long it took to actually craft that. They don't have the machines like we do today to make things like that. Off to one side, you see an impressive, deep blackish wood that has an extreme shine to it, kind of like the shine you would see on some military men's shoes or boots, right? And you see big, heavy chairs beside that with deep crimson red cushions that you would sit on, and on the back where your head would hit the headrest that comes above you, with these huge, overly built and heavy studs going down into the chair itself, is another crimson pillow with rivets or nails that go all the way around it, framing the pillow. And it has little bitty, about 4 indentions, giving it a bit of a dimpled look to it. And at the table, give me 1 second.
Mama's home.
Okay.
Hey, gorgeous. Oh. You love me. You really love me.
All right. Let's see here. Right, okay, let's see here. Thought I had him in here. Let's check. Okay. Okay, so you see a gentleman. He kind of turns towards you. He's definitely got some human acts. He's very he's human, obviously, very rough, but his face has been over the years out in the elements and what he's done for a living. And his face has some scars and cracks on it. He's got a graying beard that kind of comes heavy around his face right here, and it's kind of darker across his lip, perhaps the shadows. His hair kind of moves back and around. It looks a bit greasy or very textured. It has a silverish gray to it with some brownish black colors receding behind it. He's got a thick, heavy, padded leather jacket over him and a vest underneath that. And you can see he has a tunic underneath that you would pull the straps together, the threads together to kind of pull it up. But all of it is dingy and not all that clean. This is somebody who has been either recently just arrived or perhaps that is not his priority. I'm going to post in chat for you in Foundry a link, and you can see what he looks like. Take a look at that.
Well, I mean, he's no gasher, but
He looks a little scrawny to me. I like his sword though.
yeah, I'd enjoy breaking him.
All right. And his name is Fabian.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not met him before, right?
You have not met him before. You can make
I have not met.
you could make a give me a second. All right, let's see here. Why don't you go ahead and give me a history check, Nick? But I'll give you advantage because it's part of the Claret Order, and you've had some experience with them. So go ahead and give me. You can make it public.
$18.
So you know that the Claret Order, which is of the Blood Hunters, has kind of segmented into individual cells to help protect themselves from being discovered. But word does travel about some of the leaders of these individual cells, and you've heard of an order somewhere up in the mountains in this area, and so it seems plausible that he could possibly be that leader. But his exact name you've never heard before.
Okay. Other than what she had mentioned before, right?
Correct.
All right. So as we enter, when they close the door, I see him there, whatever. I kind of face him, just orient myself to face him,
Mm-hmm.
and I give him not a deep bow, but a respectful bow.
All right.
And I thank him for allowing me to meet with him.
He goes, and he stands up and he goes, "It is good to meet you, Nick. I've been told you had arrived. As you well know, we often don't get a chance to meet our own kind."
We're definitely far and few between.
Indeed.
I was actually surprised to see Lillian here with the pilgrims.
Well, what do you think of it? The Abbey and all of this here, he says to you.
It's a nice place, but really I'm just passing through.
Because I understand the abbess has asked you to investigate the murder of the noble. What was her name again? He kind of ponders a bit, perhaps giving you time to fill in the blank.
I tell him her name, which is I don't have her name written down.
And he goes, "Nonetheless, how are you in your training? And have you run across any more of us?"
I had not. In my training, it's progressing, but I'm still very new at everything. Mostly the only times I get to use some of my abilities are during combats and stuff like that we've encountered. A group of friends of mine have been helping out different people in different situations, but I definitely don't use it as much.
He points to the table where you just sit down, and he slides a mug over towards you, and then he picks up a pitcher that's sitting on top of a candle kind of pedestal. He pours it over into your cup for you, and it's a hot mulled wine. You can smell the spices and the spiced apple kind of waft across the room. He goes,
All right.
"It cuts the chill." Go. I probably just asked you here so I could see you and speak with you, and see where are you going, and what are your plans beyond here. This can't certainly be your final destination, and perhaps I thought you came here for a reason to seek us out.
No, as I said, I am just passing through. We're actually heading south, head towards the coast. I actually was not aware of your presence here until Lillian told me that you were here, and I didn't know she was here until I saw her with the pilgrims.
I don't mean to pry, but I would like to know, where are you going southward? Or?
Yes, we are heading towards the coast.
To get away from the cold weather, I presume?
A bit, yes.
It's a strange route you took to go that way, though. Being so cold in the mountains. Obviously,
Yes, well, I mean,
obviously you could tell he's like fishing for why you're really going.
yes.
He's a little
I
more,
realize that.
Yeah. He kind of leans back, smiling a little bit.
It's like, well, we are adventurers, and as you can see, and I kind of show him like what I'm wearing. It's like we are not funded by anybody. We're kind of doing our own thing, so we pick up what we can, and we're in no rush. We're just traveling.
Well, I was just curious because sometimes I can be of aid. If I know enough, perhaps I can be of aid. But that is up to you.
Well, definitely, if we need some assistance, I would definitely keep you in mind.
Wow. And have a few more moments of pleasantries and stuff. You can see there's a bit of, I wouldn't say disappointment, but a bit of frustration on his part as he's talking to you in your evasive manner. About an hour passes, he stands up and he's like, "Well, it is it is time for me to get some rest for the evening. I do wish you and your companions good luck on the investigation.
Thank you. On a personal note, if I do run into issues with my skills, would it be possible to seek out your counsel?
Oh yes, indeed, absolutely. I would love to help you.
I would definitely appreciate that.
Because I haven't heard much of you, so obviously you haven't committed any atrocities, which is good. But I would love to hear more about your adventures and what you've done, so we can at least catalog that and keep it within our annuals and our membership logs that we keep. If you're not opposed to that, not all want that.
No, I can definitely keep you either through messages I can send to you, or next time I come through here, we could sit down and I can tell you some of the things I've been through.
Right. Who was your mentor in the order? If you didn't write down, you can make it up on the fly. It's up to you.
Yes, I'm making it up. With the Blood Hunters, it was a man named Loyal.
Loyal. Be sure to write that down, so I'm going to ask for it later. He goes.
Oh, I remember Loyal.
Okay. He goes. Loyal. And did you actually receive training at an official Claret order, or just one-on-one with him?
It was one-on-one.
So you've never.
I was with the military,
I'm sorry.
and
Continue on.
it came upon me quite suddenly. It's not something I grew up with or anything like that. It just came upon me, and I guess he recognized what was going on and helped guide me through the initial steps.
He kind of walked over to you and puts a hand on your shoulder. He goes, "The initial process of taking the vow and becoming the blood hunter can be shocking to some." And he's kind of like looking at you, looking at the scars you've had from battle. Do you have any prominent scars on you that would indicate?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like marks on my face by my eyes and stuff like that. Of course, like most of my scars and stuff like that are covered with clothes and stuff like that, just from injuries and everything. But just from what he can see, just like marks on my face and stuff like that.
Okay. He takes a moment. He begins to reach for your face like he's going to touch one of your scars, and he pulls his hand back and goes, "Oh, pardon me. I don't mean to be rude, but such things do interest me immensely. How did you come by these? Just in your adventures, or was it in the when you?"
This is in my service with the Empire.
The army. Well,
can you tell something from the old scars?
I just have a fascination with them, he says. Seems to get a bit uncomfortable when you ask a question back at him. But he goes, I just find a fascination with the battle wounds that people come across during their lifetimes. It tells the story of them and their adventures and their hazards and the ups and downs in their lives. I'm sure you understand.
I do.
And so he begins making his way towards the door. He grabs the handle and he opens it up, and he says, did you need company, or are you well this evening with your friends?
I think I'm good for this evening, but definitely I'll send you some messages updating you on things that I've encountered or things I'm going through or questions I may have. And definitely next time I come through here, I would like to meet up with you again.
Very well. And he grabs a little stone. He hands it to you. When he does, though, he says a word, and the stone goes and bursts out into light. He goes, to help you find your way through the hallways. Just to leave it at the door when you get there. It will go out in a few moments.
I thank him, and I give him another respectful bow, and I take the stone.
All right, and you walk your way out, but you notice your friend does not follow you. Lillian doesn't follow you out, and they both nod to you and shut the door behind you, and you hear it locking, and then you hear a bar being put across it to secure it.
Okay. Is there anything else? It's just a hallway heading towards the exit.
Well, now that you have a light source, yes, it's kind of a rounded arch ceiling that slowly makes its way, and you're surprised because your head would have almost hit some of these had you been just an inch taller, or had your boots had a little extra more heel on them, because you passed right under them. You instinctively kind of just naturally kind of bob down just a little bit, even though you don't need to. But that's how low the ceiling is, and the corridor is just wide enough for you to walk. You know, maybe you've got 6 inches on either side from your shoulders. Wielding a weapon of any size in here would be difficult. A dagger would be the most, optimal weapon to use. Or if you had a combat positional advantage, a pole arm to keep your foes away. Of course, the danger is if they got past your pole arm, then you would be
Yeah, then you're stuck.
Yeah. The corridor branches off and heads westerly from here, and colder air comes from that direction, continuing southward from here. We can continue off into the darkness. On the ground, you kind of look and you can see some of the ice from y'all's footprints heading towards the coldness.
Okay.
What do you wish to do?
I do not wish to upset this guy by wandering around his place, so I'm going to go ahead and leave and head back to the inn.
Okay.
And leave the stone by the front entrance. Whatever.
All right. Let me see here. 1 second.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. I really want to check it out, but I don't want to. I want to cross this guy.
All right. So you make your way back. You make your way out of the entrance to the cellars of the Abbey from the back way, and you kind of come out. And at the last moment, as the light from the door kind of shuts off the light from outside, you see off in the distance, from where you are, what appears to be like a graveyard where the dead are buried. And just for a moment, you thought maybe you saw a flicker of light out in the darkness out in that direction, but who knows? Do you head back to your companions?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you get back to the room. No worries. And you lock the door behind you to the end, I guess, as you go make your way in. And your companions in the chamber you're in are sound asleep. Unless there's anything else you wish to do, y'all can go ahead and complete a long rest if you need it.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and rest.
All right.
I get a long rest as well.
Hmm. All right. And let me check y'all's characters real quick. Why don't y'all take a quick 5-minute, go to the restrooms, refresh your drinks, while I pull your latest characters from D&D Beyond down, okay?
Yay!
All
Because
right.
I'll need to prepare my spiels.
All right. All right. I'm importing Nick.
Mine is already imported, I think. You don't need to do mine.
All right.
Pretty sure.
All right. Nick is done. Hurricane.
Mine should be the same as well.
Okay. So let's see. Arkin, you're attuned to too many items, it looks like.
One moment.
So it might be just because of the system here. It has staff of defense, unarmed strike, quarterstaff. Okay, so you have a dynamic active effects staff of defense in your inventory. So I'm going to edit the staff that was brought in because we don't need to. You don't need to be attuned to that, although your character sheet is. Yeah, and I'll equip that, and we will. All right, and magical versatile. I think that's it. Let's see. Close. And it looks like you're not tuned anymore. That's good. Not equipped. All right, so it's 1, 2. I think that'll get you 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so you're good to go.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought I only attuned to 3, but I must have.
No, you're fine because I have a version of your staff in the inventory of
that's what you're.
Foundry. Yeah, so whenever you re-import your character, it says, "Oh, you've got a staff," and so it throws it off a little bit.
Cool,
Vix
cool.
is okay. Nick's been. Pandora did not. Raphael, do you need me to attune you? Oh, he's not here or something. Or do you? I mean, attune, but to pull your stuff down from D&D Beyond?
Yeah, give me a moment. I'm changing one spell around. There, now I have Revivify now.
All right.
So.
Change tabs on your character sheet. Just then I'll pull you in. Here
Okay.
we go.
Done.
Alrighty.
Ooh, my new spells. I'm so excited. And thank you, Hexa, for letting me do just a little bit of spell adjustment after that first game.
I don't mind. You've got a bit to go before you're going to know your character really well. What is my collections? My homebrew collection?
I don't believe Arkin doesn't know what he's doing.
I have a little bit of an idea, but it's my first time actually playing with. I just have had the luxury of playing with several really great wizards.
So you're a great wizard by osmosis.
I'm just trying to remember shit they did that was real helpful. Like, had I thought ahead, I could have sent my familiar with Nick, and I could have at least had eyes with him the whole time.
True.
But I forgot about that. And I wasn't going to ask Hexa to retcon another thing for me.
Okay. Everybody's been imported. You should be good. And check your character sheet. Make sure your armor class is correct. It gets it wrong sometimes, oddly enough.
Yeah, that's always annoying to me. Looks good. Spellbook.
You didn't re-import mine, did you, Hexa?
Nope. You said for me not to.
Yeah.
You want me to?
No, it just had my armor class as 12 instead of 16, which I thought was weird.
Were you able to change it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the morning comes.
We do not have Blix back.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I will go get her.
I forgot how squishy I am.
You are squishy.
Just always gonna hang out by the tanks.
Yep.
We're at the back of the group.
Personal shields.
It's a good place to be.
Preferably not the very back, because I'm easy to kill and kidnap.
At the moment, that doesn't seem to be a Hexa methodology, but let's not give her bad ideas.
Right. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Excuse me.
Oh, I like that idea.
What idea, huh? Look, there's something shiny over there.
Ambush you from the back.
Have you been reading my diary?
Yes. All right.
He's always wanted to be taken from behind.
Oh, they. All right. Let's see here. Are we all back? We've lost Pandora now. There she is.
I'm here.
All right. You're covered up with your thick blankets that they provided. They're just basically overstuffed furs with some kind of stuffing, probably wool or something. And you've rolled up all night long in that, and you kind of poke your head out from underneath that, and you look around the room, and it's just the coldness strikes you in the room. And you look over at the fireplace in your room, you're like, I don't want to light that. I just have to get out of these warm blankets. But you can see some dim bit of light beginning to show off through your windows in the distance as the sun begins to slowly rise off in the distance. A pinkish glow is slowly making its way into the sky. After a bit, I guess you get the fire started, or do you not worry about that?
I would use PD to get our fire started.
So your hand kind of comes out of the thing, you say some magic words, and the logs light.
Can I just decide a magic word for that spell, and we'll just use that going forward?
Yeah, you can make up a nice, however you want to do it.
I'll get back to y'all on that.
Because saying prestidigitation is too hard.
I grew up with a lisp and a stutter. Screw that word.
You can say Arkham Akshwara, or however you want to do it. All right.
Abracadabra.
No,
PD.
absolutely not. Your spell will never work. All right, so
PD and Sesame.
You warm up briefly, put all your equipment back on. Do y'all leave any supplies in these rooms, or yours for the stay? Up to y'all. You lighten your load, basically, is what I'm asking. I know Pandora is considered encumbered.
I'll be keeping my load.
Speaking of encumbrance, I have room to carry more Pandora if you need to lighten your load and they don't want to leave any behind.
Yes.
The FOMO is strong with a kitty.
You can certainly spread the load out amongst all of you.
I could pick up 100 pounds.
Okay.
But you need to make sure how much you're already carrying, because you have armor and other equipment on. That does weigh you down already.
I'm at 124 of a 225 capacity.
Oh, well, you're just beefy, aren't you? Wow.
I could take a silver dagger off your hands.
Goblins are right.
All right, I'm gonna give Arkin back the silver dagger, and I'm gonna give a bunch of stones over to Blix.
You want to just message me the inventory and I'll toss them in my notes?
Yeah, can I do that after?
Yeah.
Session next time?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you wish to do?
So we'll distribute.
You distribute the weight out amongst you. Just take
Let's
out
go
the
adventuring.
weight you have, Pandora, until you're not encumbered, and that's how it's spread out.
Mm-hmm.
So you all kind of suddenly meet up in the hallway, because you can hear them getting ready also. You find yourselves out in the hallway. The world is yours. What do you do?
We go adventuring.
I want to tell everyone that I went to go meet the leader of my clan. And on the way back, I noticed some lights in the graveyard.
What do you mean light from the graveyard? Like torches or?
What color
No, it
was
didn't
it?
seem like torches. It seemed like something we should probably go check out.
Well, let's go do that then.
Might be shade-related activities.
Shade's the opposite of light.
Yeah, I was like, shade is dark, not light.
But I like where your head's at.
This...
We're just making fun, Raphael. Don't be mad. We're just teasing yous.
When we get there, I want to pick up the shade and throw it.
Remember, no one can stay mad at Blix. That's it. It's written into my character.
Okay.
This town wouldn't be big enough to have a library, right?
You don't know, but you could ask around the merchants here. You haven't really explored the town center.
I would have asked the barkeep before we left. Or I'd run back in and ask the barkeep. I feel like she would know.
Let me pull up my Game Master notes here real quick and see what places are here. She goes...
Oh, sorry.
She goes... Farshi's trading post might have something, but mostly he deals in cheeses.
But there's no repository of information meant for people to seek.
Well,
There's just stores that might have them.
The Abbey has some stuff. but you'll have to get the abbess's permission.
Okay.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Now there is Sybil's Curiosities, not too far from here. It's like across the street. Says to you, they sometimes come across stuff. I think y'all went there, didn't you?
Yeah, I was going to say Sybil's is where we went, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And she goes, of course, Farsi Marshes, trading posts.
Okay.
They may have something, but you can check. They do have some foods, simple foods there, though. You can check that.
Thank you.
I do know that the young lady y'all were interested in, Lyra, would sometimes go there. She had a fascination with the death cheese that he sells.
The what?
Sorry, death cheese?
Death cheese, yes.
Okay.
I have to try it.
He's trying to get me to buy it for my aunt, but it is the most foul smelling cheese I've ever smelled in my life, and I just don't want it in my aunt. I'm afraid it would stink my cupboards up and the rest of the foods.
We
Have you
will
ever
have
tried
books
it?
get cleaned up.
Have you ever tried it yourself?
No, she says to you, absolutely not. It's atrocious smelling.
Do you know
How does it
anyone?
compare to Limburger?
Oh, he eats it all the time, and there are people who come here looking for it. Actually, it is considered some to be a is it death cheese or plague cheese? Let me see. Hang on.
Either one.
Yeah, it's death cheese. Yeah, she goes, it is considered a delicacy by some. It's a developed taste. I would say.
Have you tried it yourself? Or no, you said that.
No,
Do
I
you
have
know
not.
anyone personally who has tried it?
She kind of thinks she says, well, Drask has tried it, and she kind of points over to that Stalin mercenary you saw earlier. He's off in the corner. He looks worse to wear. He's still like in his clothing, and he's like putting off his jacket, and snow and ice falling on the ground. It's like he just arrived here or something. And there's a big plate of hot porridge in front of him, and he's beginning to partake of that. And he kind of looks up in your direction, and goes, and he starts shoveling the food into his mouth as he's eating.
I'll ask if she knows anyone else that's had it.
Not personally. I know there are people here in town who will trade with him, but usually it's the pilgrims. It's like a tradition amongst them. They will go and I guess you say dare each other.
Okay, so it's kind of for passersby, not so much for the locals.
Well, yes, he says.
Okay. Thank you so much. I will go back out to the party, and I will share all of that information that I just sold. Please don't make me recap it.
I've been busy kicking snow at Wix.
I'll let them know there's a mysterious cheese shop that Lyra used to go to.
You had me at mysterious cheese. Let's go.
Before we get there, the only person we know that has eaten this cheese is the weird soldier guy we ran into last night, who the barkeep has said's been acting really funny.
Because of the
So,
cheese?
We don't know that.
Is
but
it
I
weird
think
that I want to try it more now?
we should take caution in trying the cheese. I just wanted to put that out there before we got there.
I think we should go ask him about the cheese and his bar tab from last night.
And then eat cheese.
Oh yeah, he's in there. He owes you money. I'm not gonna confront him, but I'll stand
I'll
in the
do it.
back and watch.
It was her money.
And then I do think we need to follow up with Nick's lights in the cemetery.
Is everybody on the map now?
Yes.
Town center?
Yes.
More
I don't
people.
know if Raphael is. I see an R.
I see Raphael.
Are you moving your cursor around?
Oh.
Raphael, do you see a town?
I just
Raph
see.
is right here.
I'm gonna refresh.
And you went away. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he dropped.
Come on. Boundary, what are you doing?
I'm so happy I have that ring of warmth. So I could have used it last week.
Right?
Grr.
Only magic really worked.
Right.
I'll tell you what, though, if you were covered in fur and over 6 feet tall, I would have totally snuggled up with you last week.
Aw.
I would have snuggled up with me too.
So, what would a shaved Pandora look like, I wonder?
Angry.
Like a really tall sphinx.
Effing adorable.
Angry.
Like a chicken.
Raphael, are you on now?
No, oh, wait. There. Yes, I'm starting to see things appear now. Loading town center. Now I see it.
All right, good. All right, so you find yourselves out in the street. Some local yokels are kind of moving back and around. Have tokens on the map just kind of indicate them. They're not that sparsely dressed. They are really like Eskimo, like bundled up. Some of them look like some of the pilgrims that you travel with. A couple of them kind of come up to y'all and like just like obnoxiously thank you for getting them through the mountain pass and past that dragon. It would have eaten all of us had it not been for you. And you know, and that kind of stuff kind of goes on. Obviously, your names have gotten around just a little bit. So you know, the curiosity shop, not the curiosity shop, the Farsi Marshes trade goods is off to the east of here, which would be like in this, off in this direction this way. What do y'all wish to do?
Where's the cemetery and the place I went to last night?
That would be back towards the Abbey, remember?
Okay.
I think Pandora or Blix wants to try the cheese.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I like cheese.
All right.
I really, really must strongly recommend that we not try the cheese. It is imperative that we do not cut or eat the cheese.
Blix has a stomach of iron, though. I think she'll be fine.
Right. Arkin, your objection is noted. I'm going to eat the cheese.
Gotta eat that cheese. Gotta eat that cheese.
Y'all better hope I'm a good wizard.
All right, let's go check out the cheese.
Wait, who's got the healing spells?
I do.
Wait, that's
and
cleric domain. Cleric domain.
I just added Revivify to my spell list, so we're good.
Oh, that's an unknown creature.
All right, so you begin making your way up towards where you've kind of been pointed to by the people and by the barmaid, and you see a guy's kind of wrapped up in warm clothing, bit rustic looking and a bit rough. His beard's got some frost on it, and he's standing outside by a pot full of sticks and wood that he's kind of thrown into the kettle, and it's just burning, putting off a pretty heavy sooty smoke. So he must be burning things like pine and stuff in there. But then you realize that he's not. He's actually burning like manure that's dried out, and he's kind of putting it at it, and it's burning, and it's creating a fire and a heat. And he's like warming his hands over it, keeping himself warm. He sees y'all approach you. He goes, "Wow! Oh, hello! Are you here to partake in some of the Farsi's trading post goods? It's good to have you." And he kind of looks at you, the tall cat, and he goes, "Oh, I don't mean to be rude, but I've never seen your type before." Kind of looks at all of y'all and waiting for an explanation. His eyes are kind of big. The ice on his chin and on his beard kind of moves back and forth like little chimes hitting in his collar. It's kind of amusing, but like icicles hanging from your beard is a thing.
I smile really bigly with my pointy yellow teeth.
Oh, I'm Cotter Cracktooth. It's good to meet you. And he kind of kneels down and looks at you. And he goes, "Oh, a goblin. Oh, my wife would probably have many stories to chat with you with."
Oh, what's that?
Oh, she's an orc.
Oh,
Hoomfra.
I would love to meet her.
Hoomfra. I am the luckiest man alive, I must say. No, come in. You look the adventurous fellows. Have you ever tasted Cotablas milk? Some call it the plague milk. The beasts themselves are plenty deadly, but my sweet wife handles them just fine in the back. Come on. He opens the curtain to the tent, and you kind of go in, and it's nice and warm in here, but you don't see a source of heat. But you see, lining the walls, many shelves of various wax-coated parchments and cheesecloth wrapped around blocks of stuff. You can't quite make it out, and there's definitely a pungent smell, like walking into a cheese shop itself. And but it's the cheese shop's full of very ripe and strong blue cheese, if you will. And
smells like home.
yeah, who all goes in?
I'm gonna go in, and as we're walking in, I'm going to kind of step behind Blix and I forget Icicle Beard's name.
Cotter.
Otter, thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna step behind them and say, I think my friend here would love to see the process of making this cheese. Is that something that you could possibly share with us before we sampled?
Well, I'll ask Poofra, but I can certainly let you sample the milk that is used and extracted from the beasts.
Oh yes, I'd like that.
I would love. Is it warm?
No. Oh wait, we may have some freshly harvested. Our milk. I'll ask. So who all goes inside? So I know we have Blix inside. I guess Pandora's inside chatting, or she wouldn't be talking.
Inside.
Ark is inside.
Or would I?
Nick
Is inside.
Nick, are you inside?
Yes.
And Raphael.
Yes.
All right.
We all go in and
All
get
right.
stinky.
There you go. All right. So he says, I'll be right back. So there's the back flap to the tent that's kind of slightly open, and he kind of steps out, and you hear some there's some very adventurous individuals here, fellas, and a tall walking two-legged cat. You have to see it. He's trying to be quiet, but you can pick it up with your hearing. He's like, I am busy. You lout. Go back there and earn some money. And he's like, oh, but they want to try some of the milk, the catablops milk. And she goes, here. And she's quite grumbly with him. No, be gone. Don't bother me, she says to him. And he comes back inside, and he's carrying a bucket. And it's got this yellowish looking milk, heavy cream like milk on the edges of it, and he kind of puts it on the table itself, and it is kind of and you can see the fatty, I wouldn't call it curds, but the substance kind of floating around in it. And he goes, they have a very rich milk for their young. And he puts down a ladle and he kind of stirs it to kind of blend in the fats back into the milk. And as he does this, this odor wafts up into the chamber. Who's all standing by the pot as he stirs it?
I would be by it, probably.
Okay.
Witnessing.
All right, I need you both of you to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
I'm gonna hurl on the floor.
Except Blix, you, I think you have like an iron gut just because of your race, but you've never smelled this before, but it is quite pungent. So I'll give you advantage on your saving throw, but not Pandora.
Okay.
And make it public.
Ooh, okay. Whoa, why? That's a lot of pluses.
All right.
Ark is the only. He's the only one who didn't want to be in here.
I think there's something with that roll. Because I shouldn't have +6 Constitution saving throw.
Let's see what this is. Did you hit like a? That is kind of weird. I'll take a look at it in a minute. But that would be.
I'll
you
take
rolled
the
a 17. You succeeded in the last. All right, yeah, Blix, you have a 10. Is that right?
I do have a 10.
But the only two of you were up there smelling it, right? That was Pandora and Blix, right? Arkin,
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody else went up there and put their head in a pot to smell it, right? All right, so
No, I wouldn't smell it.
No, you didn't have to make a save. Then you're fine. All right, so both of y'all kind of go, ooh, it is something. All right, Blix. He kind of ladles it out and he kind of holds it up for you to take a sip of the milk.
I sipped that shit.
I'm anxiously looking at Blix, seeing if she dies.
So,
Arkin is just shaking his head the whole time.
All right, so once it gets past your nose, you're like, it's very silky on the tongue, and it does go down, but it's like drinking sour milk. You know, you're kind of like, well, He goes, it is an acquired taste. Although the nobles in the empire seem to like it, it's just really hard to transport that far without magics. So we ship most of it to them as cheese. Oh, you said you wanted to try some cheese. And
Yes.
he puts the milk to the side, and he pulls out a wooden block, and he grabs one of the waxed, parchment-wrapped cheesecloths, puts it on the table, and it's kind of like a little curd, like this big, and he opens it up and spreads it out, and it has these reddish veins running all through it with little specks of black here and there in it.
Mm.
This is a fairly young one. It still needs to age, but it'll be good. I generally don't give taste of the older ones because it takes so long to ripen. So, and he kind of slices off a little bit, and he kind of hands a fork to you. He doesn't have any bread or anything to put it on. And you try it.
Yes, I do.
Make a Constitution save. DC
Yes,
10.
I do. Can I have advantage on this as well if I tell you that like my favorite dish is like the boiled spit of a horizon-back turtle?
Yes, you can have advantage on that.
I'm gonna like claw off a little chunk of her cheese and eat it.
All right. Yeah, you'll do well enough. It's not as bad or as rancid as the milk, but it is like a true hardcore cheese lover kind of thing. And as you're doing this, he kind of looks at all of you and he goes, "Are you the strangers from the Abbey who are investigating some of the strange going-ons in town?"
We are. I just check this off my bucket list real quick.
As he is talking about the cheese, I would ask if I could have a small piece that I could save for later. I have a weak constitution and want to be in a safe space.
Oh, very well. He goes, not many of the folks. I think perhaps you and, well, Drask, he likes this cheese, although he often takes it with him like when he's gone on the picnics and stuff. But yes, I can put some aside for you. If you don't mind me asking for the cheese samples and the taste, just a mere 10 silver would suffice.
I'll
I'm
gladly
happy to cover that.
All right.
go for
Thank
it, Blix.
Thank you
Paper's
all for
expensive.
indulging me.
All right. At that moment, as you're like exchanging the silver and stuff, you see the back flap of the tent open up, and coming in is his wife, and she looks a bit like she's a bit tired. She's got her hair is all baldy, and she's got little splotches here and there of hair that's kind of growing, and she's like woven in beads into it. It's not really a complimentary look. Her tusks kind of come up, and she's got a very kind of I would want to say like almost a bluish green look to her. And I will show you her character. And she kind of comes in and goes, you have the money, it's good. Do you like the cheese? She kind of looks at all of you, sneers her nose up a little bit, smells the air. She's a hideous beast of a woman, but he's like, love, I've got money. And she goes, good. And she kind of pushes him aside and rakes the money into a little box down below the counter, and she shuts it. And she kind of just looks at you, and she kind of snarls her teeth up in her nose and shows her teeth like she's smiling. It's like, thank you for your business.
I'll approach her and say, my friends are such fans of your cheese.
How did you hear about it?
And I've
It was
taken.
very delicious.
How did you hear about it?
I'll be taking some with me. I'm curious. Such a magical product. Could you give me some insight into how you make it? I would just love to have that type of information.
It's a secret. I think I will share my secret. How do I know that you wouldn't become a rival? But I will tell you one thing. It's the beast you milk it from. And you hear a out back, and she kind of looks, and you hear a loud cracking noise. And she goes, ah! And she dashes out the back of the tent. As she does, though, her clothing kind of catches the flap that keeps the outside air out, and it rips it from the bindings that hold it up there, revealing the back of the area where these beasts are. And you see these large creatures out back. Let me show you a picture of those. Of course not.
When she ran off, is it an area that if we like tried to follow her, would her friend stop us?
No, it's you could see. It's what it looks like.
Okay.
Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Yes.
you see two of them out there. One's still tied up to a tree, and it's like rubbing its tusks up against the tree. That it's like they're just like tearing this poor tree up. It's got a big carving groove in where it's obviously rubbed against it. And there's buckets beside that, and the snow all around its feet is stained and yellow. You're not sure if it's milk or something else. The other one, though, is broken free of its bindings and has caught the tent off beside it and is ripped through that tent. And you hear people screaming out, and she goes, "Ah! Oh!" And she runs out there to try to calm it down, and it hits her, and she goes sliding across the ground. And it turns around, looks in y'all's direction, and charges towards the tent. Let's roll initiative.
I cast Speak with Animals and tell it to hold.
Let's see. Does it understand that?
You have to be able to speak a language the animal can understand, don't you? Oh no,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
different.
It's a spell that I gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts.
Badass.
All right, let me see here. Let me pull up the beast stats here so I can see if that spell will work on it. Depends how it categories. What's the kind of beast or animals you can talk to? Natural?
I put it in there. In the says the knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at a minimum, beasts can give you
It's not a
information
beast.
about.
You can't speak
It's
with
not
it.
a beast?
No. Yeah, so it's like charging towards us. So let's get our initiatives on here. So you're all in this tent. She's been knocked over here. Let me make her visible so y'all can see her. So she is over here. You're all in this tent. He's at the edge right here looking out. And where's that other one? So the other one's over here. I don't know if y'all can see that way over here. There's one by the tree
right
over
there.
here.
Okay.
Try not to injure it.
And this one right here is the one that's charging in. Yeah, he says, "Yeah, it's our livelihood. Don't hurt it," as it charges towards the tent. Stops short, hits him with one of the tusks, slings him out the tent, and he goes flying this way, and y'all see it now here. Let's roll initiatives. Add y'all to the initiative tracker. Go ahead and roll y'all the initiatives.
I messed something up.
What's your method?
Here's the initiative on
So,
this new one.
Arkin, on the initiative order, you'll see a fist up top on the right-hand side. It looks kind of like this.
Yeah.
click that.
Hold on. I can't see everything. Hold on.
Okay.
I somehow got out of the map. Okay. Sorry. I'm back.
Okay.
Utility, roll initiative. Boom.
All right.
Understand the fractions.
It uses, I think, your dex to do tiebreakers. That's all.
Oh.
All right. All right. So yeah. So the creature like, and it knocks him to the side, and it's kind of recovering from that. Looks back at all of y'all, and it's smelling the air. It looks like it's angered. Sometimes it's definitely irritated it, and she's shouting, "Don't kill it! Don't kill it!" And he goes sliding off to the side. She doesn't seem concerned at all about her husband. All right. We're starting out with Raphael.
Yay.
What do you want to do, sir?
Here. And it has to be able to understand what I'm saying to it, right?
Yes.
For spells like suggestion.
Uh-huh.
But this beast doesn't understand common.
You don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
You've never seen these kind of beasts before.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast suggestion on it. Let's see. Target. Do the target thing. There we go. Target. And then suggestion. Cast spell. Saving throw, DC 13 Wisdom. Is that for me to click or you?
Hang on, I'm looking. Okay, you can set your course of action limited to that. So it has to have a little sentence. You have to be able to understand you. Ask the creature to stab itself. I believe it has to understand you. I'm trying to find that. Do you know where was that in here? Do you know?
I just wanted it to calm down. I just wanted to tell it to calm down.
But I need to make sure it can understand you or not. Limited sentence for 2. The magically influence a creature you can see within range. You can hear, understand. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to effect. What resistance is? Okay. All right, it makes a saving throw.
Okay.
So you quickly cast a spell, Raphael. How does your suggestion look, and how do you invoke your deity to do so?
By the power of Iyun, I would like for you to calm down and understand that we are not a threat to you.
All right. So you ramble this out, but the creature's crashing into the tent. It begins buckling all about you. Cheese is falling on the ground. You hear the lady going, "Ah, you beast! Damn you! Get out of the tent!" And she tries to, she's trying to grab a hold of it, but it's bulks. It's a large creature. It doesn't seem to affect it. What else do you wish to do? You cast a spell. That's an action. You have a move, reaction, and a bonus.
I think for a move, I'm going to move back here.
Here, I'll draw on the map real quick just to make some indications for you. This here is where the flap is. And this is where y'all entered right here.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to move back there.
Is that it, Raphael?
And that is the end of my turn.
All right. Arkin, you see that beast making its way into the tent. It's quite large. What do you do?
I am going to follow
Fireball!
my friend.
Okay.
And I'm going to move out with him. Sorry, I'm having trouble seeing which one is me. Is that me?
Yeah.
Where did you go, friend?
I went to the back of the group
He's
Okay.
here.
instead.
I'm going to be back
So
here with
you
my
can
good
move the
friend.
map around by holding your right mouse button down on top of the map, and
Mhm.
you can drag the map around. I forgot we didn't go through the training of how to use the interface here. Sorry. So yeah, just point on the map, and then not on top of a token, but somewhere on the map, and hold your right mouse button down, and you can drag and drop the map. Okay.
Okay.
And you can also roll your mouse wheel back and forth, zoom in and zoom out.
Yeah, I'm on a Mac with just a trackpad. I'll Google it later.
I think it's Command key, maybe. I'm not sure though.
He can't be part of the party anymore. He's out on a Mac. Kidding, of course.
Hey,
Of course, he's on a Mac. He's a wizard.
I programmed for Max. All right. Of course he's on Mac. He's a wizard. All right. So you move back there, and did you wish to do anything?
Does it look like there's anything that I could potentially hide behind?
You're
He's gonna
behind.
jump
You
into a
ran
barrel of
behind.
milk.
Yeah, you round behind the counter area and behind barrels that are full of different cheese goods and stuff.
Okay. Do I need to make a stealth check for that to try to hide?
Well, the beast is looking in y'all's direction. It's wouldn't do you much good. It knows you're there, basically.
Dang.
Sorry.
Dang.
That's okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna cower.
Okay. Pandora.
I would like to move up just 5 feet and use my Channel Divinity Nature's Wrath as my action.
Okay.
So I cause spectral vines to come up and try and restrain the beast.
Channel Divinity, invoke the primal forces to ensnare a foe. Creature must succeed a dex or a saving throw. DC.
DC is 13.
Okay. All right.
Girl. All right.
Dex or strength, huh? Okay. Yeah, these energies of your deity wrap up and around it and kind of wrap around, but its size is so large they can't seem to get a grasp on it, and it's oily hide, it's slippery, and it just kind of slides through it in a greasy, waxy kind of way. Doesn't hold on to it. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm going to use the rest of my action or my move and move back over here out of its line of sight.
Okay. Blix, you're up. And Nick, you're on deck.
Yep.
I'm going to whip out my lute and play a very soothing lullaby because music soothes the savage breast.
Beast.
The phrase is breast. Look it up.
Really?
Really? Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't say
Bugs
that these
Bunny
days.
has led you wrong.
You can't say that these days. You will get attacked as a sexist pig.
Soothes the savage breast, not tits.
It's beast in the Bible.
I think we need to get a hurdy-gurdy, by the way.
I don't like the hurdy-gurdy. All right, so do you have a skill or something, or
Beyond my actual like
how are you trying to
performance skill?
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to soothe it with a performance?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, make me a performance check. Oh, that's impressive.
But does it have an effect?
No, it does not. But it kind of stares in your direction, and it seems to look at you as you're like playing this lute. His ears kind of quiver a little bit, and then they go flat, like it's almost like irritating to it. You're not sure though, but it doesn't. It looks straight at you. Anything else, Blix? Good try. Good try.
Yeah, I'm gonna step over to the edge of the tent and hide.
All right. So your performance, it didn't charge into the tent. It seems to have stopped its progress forward. So you have achieved something from your performance. You stopped its forward progress.
Awesome.
All right. All right. That's it for Blix.
I'll take it.
All right. Nick, you're up.
Okay. So it all seems like we're trying to stop this thing from doing whatever it's doing. I am going to move forward, change into my wolf form.
So if you haven't seen before,
Scare him.
Arkin,
I've not.
how do you? What does it look like, Nick, as you like move and shift and change?
Have you seen American Werewolf in London?
Yes.
So very much that, but without the debilitating pain on all four. I'm very much used to it, so I'm just changing and just growing and hair coming out. I turn into this huge werewolf.
Is there at least one yip?
Say that again?
Is there at least one yip? Like one yip of pain.
No, I'm pretty used to it by now.
All right.
We're doing this for a little while.
Do you growl aggressively?
No,
Are you the
Very
alpha? Are you the
quietly.
beta?
No growl.
no growling.
All right.
Just
Not even a grunt?
steadily just walk up towards it, and I'm going to grapple this thing.
Jesus, it's a large creature. Go
Yes.
Shit.
ahead. Because of how the creature's oily from its natural skin and stuff, it's going to be at disadvantage, unfortunately.
All right, but I have advantage as my werewolf, so it should be normal.
It's a normal
right?
then, yeah.
See. This would be. No. So just a strength.
Yeah. They're opposed.
So it'd be a strength check. You want it in public?
Yeah, I can pull up the exact rule if you like. Ooh.
And wait. I haven't called anything. I'm gonna use my luck and do that again.
You do that.
Yay!
All right.
And we'll take that 20. Where's my luck? Luck.
You still got 2 more luck for the
Yes, I
day.
Now that's a strength check, so you use your athletics. Did you add your plus to that? Yeah, it looks like you did. Or
Yeah.
okay, and it's 20. That's ability check. All right. And I'm rolling blind. I should put that on public. There we go. Yeah, so you grab a hold of it, and you do get a hold of it, and your claws do sink into the oily, waxy fur, and it just kind of begins moving again now towards the tent, and you're just kind of being pulled with it, like, oh, what the hell? You don't really have a grapple on, unfortunately. It's just too big, and you can try again, though, if you want to, if you have the ability to.
I'll have to do it in my next round.
Okay, is that it?
Yes.
All right. It moves in, pushes the tent side, as it kind of moves into the tent, knocking shelves over and stuff, and then it stops, and its head kind of pivots around with that long neck and looks straight at Blix, and goes, "Rrrr," and it kind of lets out a bellow at you, Nick. I'm not Nick. I'm sorry, Blix.
You pissed it off.
You ate his cheese.
I smell like his baby.
I need you to make a Constitution save, DC 13.
Yay!
All right.
Death Ray, what?
Oh shit.
All right.
Yay.
Here we go. So you saved. That's good. Let's see how much damage did it do. Well, that looks wrong. That's way wrong. Let me check something here. That's totally wrong. How that has a plus 64 to damage? What the hell? No.
Please no.
Oh, I see what it is. Saving throw.
Like, I know you said you were going to make the creatures harder, but damn.
I see what it is. Okay. Let's see how that. I'm curious how that looks when I roll it. Let's find out. That's not right. You took 41 points of damage, but half of that, so 20 points of damage. Its eyes glow this sickly whitish glow, and it's kind of out crosses your body, and you feel this cold necrotic energy slide across you as you pull back, you feel your skin wrinkling up and pulling across your gums, and you see the sapping energy of life out of you, and then it ends. And you're, ugh. Let me see if it recharges now.
Oh, good.
Can we
I
go
don't
back
wanna
to
do all
fighting
that.
dragons?
Didn't do the recharge. Let me do the recharge roll here. Roll.
No.
recharges on a... No, it does not recharge. Yay! All right.
You're sapping all my goblin-y beauty.
I know. It's such a thing. All right. And now...
Back to Raph, I believe.
All right. And then he just kind of stops here. All right.
Icicle Beard and his wife not helping at all. It's their creature.
I didn't add him to the initiative. Here, I'll move him here. They're grabbing a hold of its tail, trying to pull it back out. Doesn't seem to be doing any good. It is not happy about about this captivity. All right. Let's see here. That's that. And back to the top of the round, we have Raphael and Arkin. You're on deck. Raphael, I need you. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Is it this one? I cast Aid on Blix, Pandy, and Nick.
What's that do?
Your spell bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. Choose up to 3 creatures within range. Each target's hit point maximum. And current hit points increase by 5 for the duration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. I do not have a bonus action right now, so I think that is all I'm going to do for the moment.
All right. Arkin, Pandora, you're on deck.
I will exclaim to the group, sorry, y'all. I can slow it down, but it might piss it off, and I'm going to cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Attack. Normal. 14 to hit.
Its armor class is 14. It's a hit.
For 7 damage.
Raphael, I muted you because there's a lot of hissing coming from your mics. Might want to turn down your boost level of your mic. That might help with it.
So that's 7 necrotic damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet, and it has disadvantage on attack rolls against me until the end of my next turn.
All right, so you did 7 points of damage to it. Chill. Let's see if it has any immunity.
It's necrotic.
Necrotic?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, it says necrotic damage. No. Okay, so it takes 7 points of damage. All right, it goes. Woo! As your chill touch is that touch or range?
It's a ranged spell attack.
Range,
It creates it.
So yeah, it's the skeleton, glowy, ghastly hand reaches out across the room, rakes across its body, dealing necrotic energy. Blix, you don't. The spell does not affect you, but the same necrotic energies this creature used on you, you can see being used against it also, and it pulls back from the attack. Anything else?
I will just kind of dash back behind my little barrel and cower.
Okay. Pandora, you're up. Blix, you're on deck. Oh, first, Pandora, I need you to make a saving throw because you're close to it. Make a Constitution saving throw, DC 16.
No good. What's that do?
One second. All right, so what did we get here now? You failed 6. All right, so you are poisoned at the start of your next turn. You have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks. All right, so Pandora, do I have a poisoned? I think I do somewhere in here. Blinded. All right. In the chat dialogues, you can click on the poison condition if you want to see it. All right. So yeah, it's just that stench now in this warm air of this tent, or as warm as it is, considering it's now practically ripped open. It starts getting overwhelming in the atmosphere in here, and you're just like oh, and you're like. What do you do?
What size is this creature?
Large.
Okay, I'm going to take a play from Nick, and I'm going to use my net and jump on the beast kind of on his neck and try and wrap the net around his head. And as I'm doing that, I lay down against his neck and start purring into his ear.
Okay, so you can certainly attempt this. Let's give me an athletics check, DC 12, to get onto it.
Can we assist each other while we're
or an
doing
acrobatics
this?
check. You can do either one.
With disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the poison.
All right. So you bound up onto the creature. I'm going to put you here. It's right in its head, back and forth. Make a grapple check, please. Again, disadvantage. Now you can try to assist on the grapple check if you like, Nick. Or no. Have you already gone?
No, I'm
Not this
after.
round.
Yeah. So yeah, you can use your reaction to aid.
And grapple is athletics or strength?
The strength check.
So grapple works like so. When you grab a target, you can use the attack action to make a special melee attack called grapple. The target you grapple must be no more than one size larger. That's fine. Using at least one free hand, you try to seize the target by making a grapple check instead of an attack roll. Roll a strength check contested by the target's strength or athletics. So there you go.
Okay. And Nick is helping me, so it's normal instead of disadvantaged.
Yes, because he aided you. Blow in his reaction to do so. All right.
Thanks.
Now it's contested. That doesn't mean you succeeded yet. Remember that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good score.
It rips its head side to side, trying to throw you off of it. Seven. Yeah, you grab a hold of it, trying to hang on to it, and you're trying to wrap the net around it.
Around its head.
Yeah. So this net falls around it. It freaks out by that. It's having to wrap around its head, something it likes. And it begins more violently jerking back and forth, and you're like hanging on back and forth as it's doing so. I find it rather difficult to purr in its ear.
I purr louder.
It doesn't sound more like a growl now.
Just like that.
All right. Blix.
I have questions. Does it look like there's room for one more on the back of this creature?
It's a large creature. You can certainly try.
Question number 2. Does this tent look like something I could slice a door into the back of?
Well, it's got holes in it already. Its facing's not towards you directly. It's more like here. I'll show you. It's more like it's like
Okay.
that. Remember, its head pivots quite a bit.
Okay. I am going to put my acrobatic skills from the circus to work, and I'm going to take a running tumble at it and try to land on its back or on its neck next to Pandora, behind or in front of Pandora, maybe using that net as a handhold to help me stay up there. And we're just going to break this Bronco.
Make an athletics or acrobatics, either one, to pull this off. I'm going to give you a DC because it's now violently moving its head around. DC of 15 to be successful.
I don't get advantage because of the net?
No.
You could try bowling.
And you got to make a saving throw first. Constitution.
Oh, Constitution first.
My bad. I'll let you re-roll. Don't worry. All right, that's a failure. So you have to roll your ability check at disadvantage. You can keep that 20 or not. It's up to you.
It was almost fantastic. Wait. No, if I kept that 20, then...
It would have been a 20 or a 7. And a disadvantage will keep the lowest one.
Yeah, it would still be 13 total. Yeah, so...
All right.
But I looked good doing it.
All right, so you jump on top of one of the packs of cheese barrels that he has, leap in the air towards it, trying to grab a hold, and its head pops up just at that time, hits you with the flat of its head. You hit the top of the tent, cracking one of the wooden support beams and falling back down on the other side. It doesn't hurt you, but it's just like what the hell? And you land right beside it. Let me put you on the map here. Right over here, slightly behind it, as you boom onto the ground. And it doesn't even seem to have noticed you. It's just, it's violently bucking, and Pandora's hanging onto it. The stench is just overwhelming. Now you got this greasy smear of wax, a smelly wax on your vest of your clothing.
All right. Did that count as entirely movement, or was that an action?
That's an action. Oh, wait, no. That was just for you to try to get on. That was your movement.
All right. I'm going to play my lute some more.
Okay. All right. And moving on. Nick, you're up.
All right. So I've got a hold of this thing. Pandora's dropped on the back and threw a net over its head.
Well, like I said, you didn't succeed on your grapple, so you're just kind of there.
Yeah, but I'm there. It dragged me into the tent.
Yes.
I'm going to attempt to grapple again using the nets around his head, and I'm trying to hit into the ground.
So I presume Pandora is trying to assist you here. So you first have to make a saving throw, Constitution saving throw. What was that DC again? It was 16 Constitution. Yeah, you make you make it. You want to roll again because you had advantage. It doesn't matter. You succeed. All right.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, not Constitution. Now you have advantage on your.
On my strength.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my luck. Two lucks down.
You rolled. You did advantage with your lucks.
Yeah.
Don't you just roll another d20?
Am I still assisting him though?
Say what?
Let me look here real quick. Luck. I think it just gives you one extra, but I'm not sure. Or does it let you re-roll the attack? Luck. Is that a spell or ability? What is that?
It's a feat.
A feat? Characters. Compendium? Maybe compendium? What's it called? Luck what? Just luck?
Just says lucky.
Stroke of luck?
You get 3 luck points per long rest. Whenever you make an attack roll, ability check, or a saving throw, or when an attack roll is made against you, you can spend...
Lucky. Got it.
Yeah. So roll an additional d20.
Yeah, you just roll an additional d20. That's it.
Okay.
But so you're supposed to do it before you know the outcome, because you know you've already failed. I'm going to let it fly this time, but for now on, you need to decide ahead of time if you're going to use your luck. Okay? Do you see that part on it? On the descriptor? So
Yeah, it says you can call it after you roll, but before you know the outcome of the roll.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
So just give me a 1d20.
So like, I'm just trying to understand the.
So you're going to roll an additional 1d20, but you're going to apply your bonuses for your grapple. So basically, you would have gotten 3d20 in your roll. Makes sense. All right.
Okay.
The way
so, yeah.
luck works, you just have to call it very quickly because you gotta kind of beat the result.
Yeah.
And so here we're rolling for the attack to
To
grapple.
grapple.
Yeah. So you've got looks like your highest rolls of 15 here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's resist. It's going to try to resist with its strength. Normal. All right. Yes. So after a great effort, you have Pandora on its back, Blix off to the side. You grab a hold of the tent. Pandora's, like when you were struggling back and forth, you get its head off to the side, and you have the creature grappled. It's it's like struggling to the right and to the left. Anything else? That was your action. Anything else?
Let's see. No, I just have to have it grappled.
Okay.
And then my next thing, whatever, is going to be the grappling pin. So then you can use your action to try and form a pin, a creature grappled by you.
Right.
So I guess once, the next time, then I'll do my pin.
Yeah, if it doesn't break the grapple on its turn. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All
I'm
right.
still purring.
All right. It's its go. At the same time, you see Poomfra come running into the room. Her husband stays back out of the way. She's kind of shoved him back. She's got a rope on her as she comes in, saying, "Don't kill my baby. It's our only source of income." All right. And
Watch out, Oprah.
all right, Nick, I need you to make a contested check for it to break the grapple. It's going to try to break the grapple. Strength. Ability check. Normal.
Jeez.
Jesus, all right. It's the stench.
Luck.
It's the stench. Yeah, you're like, it just knocks you off slightly. You're sliding them backwards away from it. But it knocks you off. And and it's not the end of its turn yet. It will do a features here.
I'm still on it, right?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, so it does a not a grapple check, but it tries to knock you away from it, Nick. With its head kind of swings it back. You ever seen giraffes fight? How they slap their heads against each other way up there? With that long neck, it kind of pulls back. You see Pandora going whoa, 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 and it just slams down towards you with its head, making the equivalent of a grapple attack on you. I got a 14. You have to make an opposed check.
And I'm not being disadvantaged or anything like that?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
on the
your
ground,
ability
or-
checks are at disadvantage, yes. Because are you poisoned or are you not poisoned?
No.
No,
I did
you're
the
not
seven.
disadvantaged, sorry. You're fine.
All right. So because of my werewolf, I have advantage on strength checks.
Look at that. Booyah! Yeah. You just check, it's like you grab its head and throw it away from you, and it's like does that, and its tail whips around back and forth. So Blix, you've attacked it before, so you're gonna be 1 through 4.
Well, do we call that an attack?
And Poomfra is 5 or 6. So roll a d6 for me, please. It has prejudice towards you, basically. It gets you. All right, its tail goes back and forth. And when Nick throws its head down, his tail whips around, countering that so it doesn't fall over, using like a cat uses its tail to balance. And it takes a tail attack at you.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge it, I think.
Oh, it's just you. Yeah. Okay. 17 versus your armor class. That is a hit.
That is a hit. But I'm gonna use my reaction to half the damage.
All right. So take half damage, you said?
Yeah.
All right, I need you to make a saving throw. Constitution DC 16.
Still at a disadvantage, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's
No,
a saving.
It's a
saving.
saving. No, it's not. No.
throw.
It's attack and ability checks. Oof, you made it. Okay. So you're not stunned, but you take. Oh wow, you might go down on this one. How hurt are you? Woo. Oh, you're fine.
I'm not seeing any damage rolls.
Here they come.
Oh, there they are.
17
that?
points of bludgeoning damage.
How?
Which would be 8 points, yeah?
Yeah. No, you round down.
Right.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
eight.
duh. Sorry, I'm thinking 16. My bad.
All right, I'm still up.
All right. And it then, just because of its bulk, turns and drags you and Pandora, Nick, towards the exit. That's 5, 10, 15. It's right about outside the door, dragging y'all with it, Nick and Pandora, because you're all hanging on to it, right? All right. All right, do you stay back where you were, Nick?
Its
No,
speed
but-
is reduced by 10 feet.
Yes.
I don't know if that matters here.
Yeah. So it's 5, 10, 15. Oh, it would have gotten back only here. Thank you. Okay. 10, right? So 8, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, that's it right there. Okay, you're good. Nick, are you staying with it? Or are you...
I'm gonna stay with it.
Okay. All right. It's because you're hanging on to it. It's the only reason why I'm doing that. And it's... and it needs to make a D6. The secret recharges. Who wants to roll the D6 for the recharge? Raise your hand.
I do it.
Pandora, roll a D6. On a 5 or 6, it recharges. It's Death Ray. Oof. All right. All right.
Well done.
Something went right today.
Raphael, you're up next, and then Arkin. I gotta run to the bathroom again real quick. I'll be right back. Too many sodas.
So when I go down, y'all will remember me well, right?
We'll bring you back.
Good for you.
Clean you up after.
Dust you off, make you look pretty. Stick some more cheese down your throat.
Y'all, we really should lay off the cheese.
What on earth has set this creature off? Because we're not the first people to eat this cheese.
Yeah, who knows?
It's a creature in captivity. Like, most things want to be free.
So we think it's just coincidence.
Well, they're probably keeping it here against its will. I think
Yeah.
we're maybe metagaming right now, though.
Yes, we're absolutely metagaming. Don't tell on me when Hexa comes back.
I don't know. If I was a big rampaging beast and I was just being trapped in a tent being milked all day, I'd want to get out.
I wouldn't.
Is anybody besides Blix?
Okay.
I'm
Hey,
good.
what was that, Raphael?
Does anybody need any healing besides Blix?
Nope.
Oh, now you're just showing off.
All right, back
As
to
I'm
the
hanging onto the creature's neck.
back to the top of the round.
Purring aggressively.
We'll cure it with my aggressive purr.
Raphael, what do you do?
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Blix.
Okay. Click healing and it should do it. I think if I were targeted, it'll heal her automatically.
Yeah, I have
You gotta
recharge.
go touch her.
Oh, do I have to touch? Well, then I'll do prayer healing instead.
Did that heal you? No, like,
Are we good?
I don't know what you're doing. You gonna move?
Okay.
Over, you gonna move over where she is, or?
Yeah, I can dash over there right quick and touch her and heal her.
All right, it's 5, 10, 15, 20. And you heal her. The creature's on its way out. Anything
Yeah.
else?
I think also I will do the healing hands on her. So I'll give her another 5 hit points.
So, hang on. So, Cure Wounds is an action, right?
Yes.
And how are you doing? Oh, you're doing healing hands? You're
Right. Healing hands. Let me look at it in my foundry. Or not foundry, but
the
actions.
features.
Healing hands. Once per long rest as an action, so I would not
Yeah.
be able to do that. It'd be
That's
an additional action.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So, did I get healed for some amount?
Yes.
How much?
4.
Okay.
All right. Arkan and Pandora are on deck.
All right, I'm going to pop out from behind my barrel. I'm going to yell very briefly at the orc who owns this and say, I know it can take this. I'm just trying to slow it down to keep it from going to the people, and cast Chill Touch. Pew.
Okay. That's a hit.
See. Yay! Damn. Okay, so 15 necrotic damage, slowed by 10 feet, disadvantage on attacks against me.
Okay. Condition. I think there's a condition called slow. Let me find it here. There is no condition called slow. Okay. I don't have one created for that. Okay. Let me write that down. Raphael, can you mute your mic, please?
I'm sorry. I thought I asked earlier. Let me turn down some more. Is this any better?
I can barely hear you now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How's that?
That's fine. All right. So, anything else, sir?
I will pop right back behind my barrel and cower.
All right. So the creature goes, and it goes back and forth as you do that to it, and it's not really happy about that. All right. All right. Pandora, you're up. Blix, you're on deck.
I continue to aggressively purr
You know,
and will.
go ahead. Go ahead. I was just distracted with my dice. It looks like some kind of big headpiece. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hold on. And I will channel Divinity Nature's Wrath again. Try to ensnare him with spectral lines. DC of 13. Strength or dex. Get down.
See, does it have anything on it right now? Gives it disadvantage on strength or dex checks? I don't think so. Your Chilta just slows, right? Right.
Correct, it just reduces the movement speed.
Okay. Normal.
I'm on top of him.
Hey, TMI. Okay. 19, it succeeds. It just pulls through the strands of the energies wrapped it around it. If it wasn't so strong, you may have, could have gotten this creature, but it's horrendously strong.
I switch from purring to shushing.
Okay.
Done.
Alrighty. Give me a give me a nature check. No, animal handling check, please.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. Disadvantaged?
Yes. Wait. Yeah, it's an ability check. Yeah. No. All right. No, it's just it's moaning and you really hear your shh. It's okay. It's okay. We're not gonna eat you today. All right. Blix, and then Nick, you're on deck.
I continue playing my lute.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
Yes, I continue playing my lute.
All right.
But I am ready. If it turns around and starts to come back in the tent, I am going to tumble out this side here and just get the fuck out of the way. I'm just going to hold that action for right now, though, and just play my lute.
Oh, and those who are poisoned, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. You need to. We should have saved at the start of your next turn. So everybody who's poisoned, go ahead and make a saving throw. DC 16 Constitution, or if you succeed, you lose your poison condition. Sorry, guys, ladies. No for Blix. Pandora.
Dislike.
No. And Nick, are you poisoned? I don't think you are you?
I'm not.
Okay, so you're still poisoned, folks. All right. All right, and anyway, so Blix, you're going to play your lute and
keep an eye on the thing, because if it turns around as if it's coming back in, I'm going to hold an action. That's going to be my trigger, and I'm just going to somersault right out the tent.
So if it comes back inside, you're going to somersault out the door. Got it.
Yep.
All right, Nick, you're up. Then it's attack.
All right. See if I can grapple this thing again.
I'm a helper.
Can I use the net and everything to give me my advantage?
Sure.
With my normal
why
damage
not?
stuff?
Why not?
See if we can do this thing. All right. So 20 against its strength.
Yes.
Or acrobatics, I guess.
Yes. It has a. I was telling you, its strength is 19.
Yeah. No, I imagine it's just.
Oh, look at that success! You halt its progress. It's like, and you kind of bear down on it. Your hind legs, are all muscled out. You can see the tendons popping out. Your muscles are bulging. And you grab a hold of it, you're like, and you're holding it.
All right.
All right. Anything
Then
else?
it's this turn.
All right. It is its turn.
Yeah.
It's going to immediately try to break free of the grapple.
Okay.
So it makes a strength check. Oh, hang on. You know what? Let me think about this for a second. What's his intelligence? Oh, it's pretty fucking dumb.
I like him that way.
Well, it has its advantages. It's gonna make a it's gonna make an intelligence check to see if it kowtows down to you here. How's that, huh? All right. Not really.
Almost
right.
like a
Yeah, no, it's still upset enough that it's gonna make a strength check to break free.
Okay.
And
it's a 19
wait.
on a strength check.
This is the opposed, yeah. 19 on a strength check. I get lost in all these damn dice.
Nope, and it gets away.
It gets away again. And
all right, so it breaks away. I want to do a reaction. Just kind of like as it breaks away, it's like, fuck it, just kill this thing.
All right. You just kill the damn thing. Its tail swings to the north and to the south. Does it hit the Pumfra, or does it hit all the way over to the far bottom of it? Arkin. Arkin, roll a d6. I'm going to say because she is closer, she's a 1, 3, 4, and you are a 5 and 6.
Ooh, D6, here we go. Squishy. Oh, wait, roll. There we go.
It goes after her. So the tail swings towards you. You duck behind some barrels, and it goes whoop above your head, and it does it. Whips back around with great force towards Pumfra. And let's see what it does here on its features. Boom. Tail attack. Normal. Oh, yeah, it hits her pretty hard. And I need to target her. And save and throw. She fails, so she is stunned. All right. And she takes... Ouchie. All right. Oh, wow. She's a tough broad. Okay. Yeah, so the tail whips past you, comes back around with great force, and in the last second, it whips, whoosh, and it hits her really hard, knocking her back onto the ground, sliding her towards the back of the tent, hitting one of the wooden posts, bringing her to a stop, and she's like on the ground, like, knocked senseless from it. And it will, of course... to right there. It moves. Oh, no. Actually, no. It's in a ratio. It's going to go. So minus 10 on its move, right? So it can go 20 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20. And that's it. It's made a tail attack. That's all it can do. The people across the street have been watching the commotion. Suddenly scream out like, ah! As this thing comes charging out of the tent. Remember, just a few seconds have passed, in all this. And back to the top of the round, we have Raphael and Arkin, you're on deck. Mr. Raph, what do you do? Raphael, what do you do?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
I don't know if you heard me or not.
Yes, I heard you. Thank you.
Well, I want some Cheetos.
Got some death cheese.
Want some Cheetos? Where's the Mountain Dew?
Now I want Mountain Dew. Damn you.
Yeah.
If there's pretty ladies there, I want to do them.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh my god, I love that you know that. You are my people.
Yep, love ya.
That's the lightning bolt, right? Lightning bolt into the darkness.
I cast magic missile at the darkness.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? God, that was terrible. That's very true. So, Raphael, what do you do?
We are definitively going to stop trying to corral this creature and are going to attack it, or is that just a one-off from Nick in his frustration?
That is for you to decide, my friend.
Oh.
My actions will definitely speak louder than my words,
Mm-hmm.
but my actions haven't come yet.
I think this is the thing. So, what are you doing, Raphael?
I think I'm going to cast aid on Handy, Nick, and I can't multi-target, can I? Nope.
You
Yeah.
should be able to. What are you trying to do now? Nick?
Cast aid again.
Oh, Nick and who else? Pandora?
Nick, Handy, and Blix.
Handy and Blix. Okay, so not Nick. And Can you drop that into the chat so I can look at it? How's the area effect work on that?
Sure.
That's a spell, right? Or an ability? I think it's a spell.
It's a spell.
All right, aid. I'll just pull it D&D Beyond.
So does it add 5 more
Yeah.
on top of the 5 I already got from you?
No, you can't do more than that. I don't think it stacks. Generally, is how that works.
You don't think so?
No, generally they don't stack bonuses like that. You have to cast at a higher level to get more oomph out of it
All right.
on the first casting. So, total hits, point maximum, current hit points, increased by 5. Yeah. Range 30 feet. And your allies, okay, within 30 feet of you. So let's see here.
It would
Don't
have to
cast
be
it
a
on me.
little bit further forward
So
for it to work on her.
yeah, you can only
Don't
get
cast it on me.
you can get Nick and them from there to get to the people out here. You know, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
I can come back if you want.
What was that?
I can come back to you if you want while you're trying to decide.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Arkin, what do you do? Then Raphael, then Pandora.
All right. I am going to pop out from behind my barrel. I'm going... Oh, no, sorry. I'm going to yell to the stunned... I forget her name. Una. Orc lady.
Pumfra.
That
P-U-M-F-R-A. Pumfra.
Pumpha. Thank you.
Crack tooth.
Pumpha.
Yeah.
I will yell to Pumpha, I'm sorry, but we can't let this get to the town. This is minimal damage, but hopefully we're slowing it down. And I will cast
She goes,
Tasha's Mind Whip.
don't kill my kittens.
There.
All right.
Hagrid.
Saving throw DC 15, intelligence saving throw.
All right. Let's see if that works. It's pretty dumb. 2. It failed. Mind Whip, man. It's just 13 points.
So it takes 13 points of damage. And in addition to that, on its next turn, it must choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets one of the 3.
Okay. Remind me or I'll forget, okay?
No worries.
And is that happens and it goes away at the end of its turn, right?
End of its next turn.
Okay,
correct.
okay. Thanks. All right. All right, Raphael, have you decided?
Yeah.
Sorry, it also cannot take reactions.
Got
until
it.
It's...
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Great,
on
great
it.
choice. Roll the spell.
Target there. Sacred Flame. Damage.
It gets a saving throw versus it. Let me roll that. Normal. It made the save. Does it take half damage on saves or what? And so it does not take any damage if it makes the save. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good try. So you're a flame like radius descends upon the creature from the heavens, just like that. But its greasy, oily hide just tends to wash off the angelic energy from its back and doesn't affect it, as you had hoped. All right, Pandora, you're up, and Blix, you're on deck. Don't forget to make your saving throws if you're poisoned. Make your saving throw, Pandora, first.
Constitution.
You failed. You're
Nope.
still poisoned.
You're muted.
The dice are not friendly.
They're not.
Oh.
I blame the full moon.
So, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay.
And then use my claws.
It works this way. The next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack, I don't think your claws count as a weapon attack.
Says they're simple melee.
And does it say weapon attack?
Your claws are natural weapons that you can use for unarmed strikes.
Unarmed. That's not a weapon attack. And it's the next time you hit. So you cast Ensnaring Strike now. So that is an action or a bonus action. What's the action here?
Bonus action.
Yeah, you could cast that, then attack. What do you do?
I'm going to go ahead and use my claws.
Okay, no Ensnaring Strike then.
No.
Okay.
Ooh.
Badass.
All right, that's a hit. Want to roll for damage? Okay, 4.
Oh.
Apply damage. You're slowly whittling it down, but its hides and the blood that you'll have drawn just freezes in the air almost immediately. Not like cauterizing, but damn close to it.
I'm still shushing loudly.
All right. Where are you, Pandora?
On it.
On the creature's neck.
There you are. Okay, let me move you slightly here. Was it there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Velix, you're up, and Nick, you're on deck. I thought this creature would be dead quicker than this.
Well, we tried like just stopping it, not doing anything.
We've been trying to kill it.
It's just a brute, is what it is. You brute, you brute, you
10,
brute. Ooh.
15, 20, 25. I'm going to come out to here. And
You're still poisoned. Okay.
Abby?
shoot it.
A little short bow. 5, 10.
$15 to hit.
Its armor class is a 14, if you remember. You poke it in the
I
ass.
honestly did not know that.
Yeah, as you poke it in the ass.
For 21 points of damage.
It's not like that. Not in a good way. All right. Yeah, you like, and man, it must have hit the sciatic nerve back there, what that nerve's called. It stumbles off to the side a little bit. Its head whips around trying to see what's behind it, but it can't see it, and its tail's whipping back and forth. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. And Nick, you're up.
All right, I'm going to pull out my greatsword, light that thing on fire,
All right.
and then move to the front of this creature here.
All right. You skip over its tail as it's swinging back and forth.
And do my
Are we flanking?
No.
1 point of damage.
And the net's on its head, grabbing this miscellaneous stuff on the ground. It's getting more and more pissed off. What is all that about, Nick?
What's what?
The 1d4 for?
Yeah, that's the whenever I cut myself to light the thing on fire.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Sorry, my bad.
Sorry. All right. Go back here. I'm going to target the creature and great sword this stupid thing?
What's the name of this creature again?
We don't know.
True. They haven't mentioned it yet.
So 16 to hit.
Yes.
We 10 points of damage plus the fire damage. So 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage.
And then for my second attack.
What? I'm only seeing. Okay, there it is. No, I'm only seeing. Oh, wait, okay. 14
There's
damage?
10
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 regular and 4 fire.
Okay. All right, so you come in across its hide, and it just cuts deep into it, and it looks at you. It's like it drops down onto its knees, and it's just bleeding out. It seems like it may have had enough, but you can continue if you want.
Can I do the 3.5 and knock it out?
Yes, you can do. And that's available in 5.0. You can do subdual damage instead of killing damage anytime you want. You just say this attack is subdual.
Okay.
You just knock it in. Yeah. With the flat of your blade, you whack it across the head.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. All right, that's a miss.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Okay. All right, I muted you, Nick. You have a little static going on there. Not a big deal. All right, who's up next? I think it's me. It is.
Arkin, what are all those limitations again?
Oh, there's plenty. You get an action. You cannot take reactions or a movement. So bonus action, reaction. Wait, no, sorry. Bonus action, movement, action. One of the three, and no reactions.
All right, it just it's on the ground. It's got this cat on it. It's got the netting on it. It's got this massive gash in its shoulder. And it's like, it's it just stops fighting and just buries itself into the snow and digs its head in, like trying to get away from whatever's attacking it. And it stops fighting. What do y'all do?
I start petting him.
It doesn't seem to help it. It seems to be, it doesn't like things on its back. It's kind of agitating it.
No, I'm staying.
And she comes running out and starts pulling your netting off of it. And she's going, "Oh, kitties!" Pulling your nets off. Just get off its back. She fusses at you, and she wraps a rope around its neck, trying to get a hold of it and get it back under control. You look back behind y'all, and her pavilion tent is wrecked. But she's more concerned about that than it is of her pavilion or her husband, who's off on the ground still, knocked senseless. She's got a pretty bad wound from it also, you notice, but she's pretty...
Your kitty almost killed us.
And all the other damage.
At the very least, we deserve some cheese.
At the very least, you could pay me for the damage. Had you not been here, it would not have charged.
Oh, really?
She's like, really? But you can grab a loaf. And she begins dragging it. Yeah, Wise, you was on that.
Thank you. I'm happy.
And she begins dragging it back over here with her. And as she's moving away, all these folks coming in here are causing problems. Next thing you know, that's it. As she pulls him away.
Can we look around and see if there's anything that may have set it off? Or if it's just pissed off because it was captured?
You can kind of search around and make an investigation or nature, if you like.
Are we alone now?
Yeah. Unless Raphael's tending to the Mr. Cracktooth over here in the...
As Nick is starting that investigation, I would like to start a ritual casting of Detect Magic.
And I would like to use my divine sense.
I would like to eat cheese.
All All right.
And back to you, Nick.
Does anybody else need healing besides Mr. Scraggly Tooth?
I still could use quite a bit of healing, actually, if you
Okay.
have any.
So I'm going to cast a prayer of healing then. Because that allows me to heal multiple people at the same time. So.
Okay. So yeah, you cast your spell, Divine Sense, or you call upon your ability Divine Sense. Pufra is or is it like a noxious odor? The presence of strong evil registers on your... Okay, yeah. So Pufra registers as a very strong presence of evil as she pulls her poor beast away from y'all, blood trailing across the ground, and she's already starting to pack its wounds with ice, and she continues to move it away from y'all. But that's all you sense here.
But the creature doesn't register as evil as well?
No, not at all.
Just her?
Just her.
I'm never going to look at cow tipping the same way again.
Save some kitties.
All right. You did save a kitty. You didn't know how to kill it. All right.
Luckiest man alive, my ass.
So would she be celestial fiend or undead?
Doesn't register anything though. You get pings of really good, and within was it 60, and evil and undead within 60 of you. Unless you cast it higher, I think you can pump it up. But that's it.
Does she sense undead?
No, she's not undead.
Okay.
But there are evil people always in cities and stuff. That doesn't mean necessarily, it's extremely selfish or whatever.
Evil.
Yeah.
I thought you said there she sensed undead somewhere.
No.
No, I can sense if they are celestial fiend or undead.
Okay.
Or just plain evil.
In my experience, the most evil comes not from magic and abilities, but the soul.
It's pretty fucking deep there, dude.
Comes from the lack of inaction on the parts of good men and women in the face of evil.
In D&D Beyond, add 400 experience points to yourselves each.
Happy to do that.
How do I do that?
So in D&D Beyond,
Actually, I think I do know how to do that.
We're at what, 10/9/30, correct?
I'm looking now. Give me a second.
How much did you say?
400.
It's in
That
chat.
would put us at 10/9/30, yeah.
Okay, just making sure I hadn't, flaked on it.
No, you didn't muck it.
I lied. I don't know.
That's okay. So on your character sheet, let me get to your character here real quick. So go view your character, right? And you'll see, this thing's slow today.
There's a little gear next to your name,
Uh-huh.
and then that brings up a panel on the right-hand side to
Uh-huh.
manage where you can select Manage XP. And then where it says Add XP, right below that, there's a box you can type in for 400 and add that in.
Did you find that?
I clicked the wrong thing first, but I think I saw what I needed before I clicked that.
You hit
Well,
manage levels, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Shh. You said 400?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yay, I did it right. Thank y'all.
And does anybody attend to Mr. Poor Cracked Tooth over there on the ground?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you do it? Okay. So
Yeah.
you kind of go over there and you're tending to him, and you get him back conscious again, and you do some basic wound care to him. Did you include him in your prayer of healing?
I did.
30 feet? You were, I guess you all moved Ghost, I guess. I'll just say
Yeah, we did.
All right. He goes, bless you. How's my precious wife? He kind of looks off in her direction. Oh, that's good. She's walking. Oh, the beast. Oh, Kitty's fine. He goes, do you want some death cheese?
Yes.
It's a gold. It's one gold a bundle, small bundles. As he slowly gets up, very determined to sell something.
After that,
I will take one bundle of death cheese for 1 gold.
He takes a small little, gives you a little pack, and
I am deducting that from my. Yeah.
And he looks back at his tent. And he's like, oh, and you hear a poofer say, "Repair the tent, get it back together. Okay, the merchants will be here, and then I can't have it all disarrayed like that." And she begins pulling the creature back over towards the trees off in the distance.
I asked Cotter, has this happened before? Do you know what might have set the creature off?
They're kind of fickle beasts at times, he says. They're kind of fickle beasts. The smallest things, odors, smells, sometimes predators that are in the area. And he goes, "Oh, may have thought you were a predator. Cat
Me?
and all." Well, yeah, you're a cat.
Oh my God! It's Pandora's fault.
Perhaps your odor set it off. I don't know.
I apologize. And I hand him 5 gold.
Oh, thank you. What, so as he's like putting back the drapes and stuff, he's like trying to find the words. He goes, will you be at the inn tonight?
We will.
I hope I run into you then.
I hope we see you too.
I will need some libations after today.
We would love to share a drink with you, but they'll be on us.
All right. And so it is 9:00, and we're going to end here.
on the dot.
Any questions
This
for weekend?
This made my day better. Thank you guys.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I have missed this.
Me too.
Sames. And I only played 1 game before.
All right.
Nick, I tried really hard not to pay attention to your middle of the night excursion because my character doesn't know it, and so I didn't want to know it. So
We weren't there, so I don't know anything that y'all talked about.
I think she did a better job of tuning it out than I did, because at some point I'm just like, I feel like I don't know Nick at all. But really, I don't know a whole lot of what went down there because I was trying hard not to.
Yes, you know nothing. I know nothing. You can remove your poison condition, by the way, Blaze.
Can we though?
He has to tell you, or you have to spy.
Yeah, no, Nick has a bunch of stuff going on.
Okay.
Clearly. All right, y'all.
Great game.
And next,
It was
Yeah.
a game.
are we good
Think
for next Wednesday?
Yep.
Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
I mean, sorry.
Thursday.
Yes, Thursday.
I was like, I'm busy Wednesday.
That's okay.
Sames.
All right. Y'all have a
All
good
right.
evening. Thank y'all.
Your hair looks really pretty, by the way.
Great game.
Thank you.
You're
Been
welcome.
a lot of work.
Lovely playing with you.
You too, love. Take care.
Night, everyone.
Night.
Well, another night down. They survived, so we'll see you next week on Wednesday. I get my camera lower so I look actually in your eyes. But since I'm on camera, I just don't